From Godsbrig to Ruinswick, we all know a blight. We've lost and we're taken from all walks of life. No matter your tale, no matter your home, we all are wayward souls. We drink and we fight, it's all in good fun. The Kraken we serve, he all makes us one. We sweat and we bleed, neath the blistering sun, until the day is done. There's wind in our sails, the past at our backs. We're quick to throw hands when our foes attack. With arms at our side, our sword in our gun, our guile will not waver until we have won. Though our histories differ, our presence the same. We all had our places we needed to flee. Now we are your sail, now we are your home. We all are wayward souls.
6 months have passed since we've last seen the Wayward crew. Cobb, the Kraken, Sinclair, or any of the other devils you've come to love and know. 6 months of traveling, growth, change, and adventure. Asta and Mint have spent their time away, learning more about the Hungering Rebellion, a rebel army set on taking down the oppressive noble houses of the dragonborn empires of Angrathul. Asta honing himself as a weapon, learning their ways, and giving it his own special flair. Boot camp was hard, but the skills he learned were needed, especially the restraint, because Asta felt a new form of rage brewing from within when he witnessed firsthand the hatred and oppression of the Coalition in every city he visited with Mint. As they traveled from town to town, doing his appointed mission from the Hungering Rebellion. When they arrived in Ruinswick, Mint had to set off. She wanted to observe the property that she had retrieved some months ago. It being just outside of Ruinswick, she figured while Asta was doing his mission, she would go off, check out the property, and be back in no time. Flint, Malachi, and Kadan took to the high seas, traveling around Lythandriel, fighting the Coalition directly, robbing vessels that crossed their path of the new and improved Wayward. Captain Lockhart making a name for himself as the crews did jobs and banked favors in every port they darkened. Malachi taking the time to teach Kadan how to read and write, while Kadan taught Malachi how to find inner peace through meditation. It wasn't all swashbuckling and coin collecting for the Wayward crew. Kadan took to Erebos to meet with a spiritualist to learn why Mishkala's spirit isn't at rest, while Flint took time in Ruinswick to tend to Gil's grave to make sure he got a final resting place. Malachi found fans of his deeds at sea, who now follow him on his adventures, experiencing it firsthand. The three of them, and the new and improved Wayward crew, have set off to Ruinswick to pay for a new headstone for Gil's grave, so that way it is marked and forever remembered. Uno took to the Platinum Isle, home to several orders of Bahamut, learning history, medicine, and war. It wasn't all training and scholastics on the Isle. She was given time to build a home for her and Bertrand, as well as taught some life and survival skills. Uno got to relax, forge, and create something very special on the Isle. Uno was put in a special order, the Order of the Platinum Saints. Though paladins, priests, and clerics, they're more unorthodox than most that smite evil in Edridge. A fitting order for a mongrel. Magnus took to Carspader with Sinclair, and was in awe of the marble wonder of arts, architecture, and knowledge that was on display in every corner of the Star City. After some needed exploration of the marble giant, Magnus returned home with Sinclair to the village of Ellerin. Returning the prisoner, he ran off to Carspader to retrieve, and enjoying some much-needed R&R, regaling his family and fellow townsfolk with stories of his adventures. While he was away, the quiet nature of Ellerin was a nice change of pace for the two. Until scouts were spotted, Coalition scouts, landing on a beach not far from the village. Your entire church, Magnus, mounted up, with 10 volunteers from the town, and headed off to meet these invaders directly. Catching them off guard, the blessings of the bow are at your side as you cut down these soldiers as they rush out of their landing crafts and onto the beach. The Coalition soldiers are formidable, but you have the element of surprise, or so you thought, as the sound of hooves vibrate the ground behind you. This is where our story begins. I'm just gonna turn off my fan. Magnus. Your eyes slowly begin to just flutter open. You see the bright blue sky above you, fluffy white clouds passing over, birds fluttering just outside of your field of vision where it begins to blur slightly. The corners of your eyes you can feel and see this kind of like reddish tint give a bit of blood in your eye. You feel sore, filled with unimaginable pain. There's a tingle going up your right arm as you see a silhouette of someone just coming into view. As the sounds begin to slowly undampen, almost like you were underwater, you would hear the clattering and clanging of metal, the slopping of mud. As this silhouette comes into view, your vision focuses on a Coalition soldier, the daunting mask, looking down at you as they're grabbing you right by the scruff of your armor and pulling you up, a dagger in hand as they're getting ready to plunge this dagger towards your face. You instinctually move your hand up, the one that doesn't have the tingle, as you go and grab their wrist, stopping the blade as they're bringing it down, forcing it slowly. Can I get a strength check?
Natural 1.
Hearing them struggle as they mutter their own backwards prayer. Not a prayer to a god, but a prayer of self-affirmation as they're just pushing this blade. You try your best. You move your arm. You can see it snapped at the forearm. As you bring it up and just pull the entire blade down, it drives into your shoulder. You feel its stinging pinch as it pushes past your collarbone through. You can feel it poking out the other side. You feel the blood pooling in your armor, and then you hear this loud as the silhouette of the soldier disappears within a flash. Not teleporting, no arcane means, but by physical force, as a large hammer hit him in the side and threw him some 15 feet away. The dagger left behind in your shoulders, you reach up trying to pull it out. You are grabbed by the waist and pulled up to your feet, staggering, trying to keep some semblance of balance as George, one of your mentors, a large, golden-armored ape standing in front of you. Magnus, you need to focus. As you hear The
You made it.
as the cavalry begins to rear and reform as they go for another charge. 2 more landing crafts are coming in as more invaders are coming for your small little troop. You can see maybe half of the soldiers that you came out here are slowly beginning to stand up. You can't tell volunteer from a member of the bow as they're all wearing very similar armor. Your vision cloudy, one eye completely obscured with blood, as you see up on the hill the cavalry turn and charge. You make a short prayer to the bow. That's interrupted as George says, "No!" and he pushes you. You feel weightless. You haven't been shoved like this ever. Even though you're wearing your armor, you go back far. 10, 20, maybe 30 feet. Over the edge. The cliff face that leads into the rivers. You submerge into the water. What dirt was clinging to you washes away. You feel yourself pulled off by the current. Your consciousness fading in and out as you hear the clattering of metal, the clash of forces and cavalry. Before it slowly fades out of view, as you're fading in and out, consciousness, your eyes open once more. You feel yourself not on the water, but washed on a beach somewhere. Cold, shivering. You look down at just what you're able to see as you're kind of sunken in the mud slightly. You see a tall silhouette obscured by the sun as it's just kind of shining directly into your face. Pick you up and guide you somewhere as you pass back out once more. You slowly begin to awaken. You feel warm, rested. You're sore, but not in the immense pain that you were. You look at your arm, and you can see a heavy scar across your forearm where divine magic was used to heal your broken bones. You see the silhouette, or not the silhouette, the light of a cigarette as someone is smoking in a chair staring directly at you. They're leaning forward on one arm. As your eyes begin to kind of open more and focus, you see a drow. Side of their head shaved. A tattoo on the side of, that side that's shaved is kind of slightly obscured as they're looking away from you. One eye, darken, almost kind of reptilian. The other, red. Their face, where they have the kind of like reptilian eye, is heavily burnt and scarred. You can kind of recognize that these are arcane scars from some type of lightning magic. They're lying there and just staring at you, smoking this long, thin cigarette. I'm going to post a photo of them in the dump here. Oh. There we go. As they stare at you. Oh. So it seems you're up. Your equipment is in the corner.
Where am I?
You are in Ruinswick. I did not think you would survive.
And who are you? And
I
why
am-
did you save me?
I did not save you. My companion saved you. They are outside.
Who did you say you were? Sorry.
I am a friend. Apologies. I do not trust you. I would rather know who I am working with before giving privileged information.
I am Magnus. Magnus Eriksson of the Golden Bow.
So I was told.
There were no others of the Golden Bow that you found?
Other people on the ferry pulled out. Coalition soldiers. No other people. No monkey. You were the only one that weren't coalition, that were rescued from the mud on the shore. That does not mean there are no more survivors.
You Coalition. I was rescued alongside Coalition.
There were coalition soldiers in the mud with you. Others that washed away. You recall some soldiers that were stabbed and thrown over by George's heavy hits, or some that just didn't make it out of the landing crafts. And they got pulled away by the currents.
By the way, I try to move, get out of the bed.
Sure. Where'd you go?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think I'm in the ceiling.
Oh yeah, you are. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you go? As you go and you sit up, you're able to sit up in the bed, no problem. Let me just uncover the game map. There we go. You sit up in the bed, no problem. Like I said, you're sore. The pain is gone. You can see that there are a number of new scars on your body just from the wounds of being trampled by cavalry, as well as the few hits you took fighting the invaders. But you move your tail, you move your arms, you look down and kind of move your feet.
I look at my things.
You can see that there is your weapon and your shield in the corner, as well as your holy book and your kind of general supplies, but your armor is not there.
Where is...
Your armor was
That's everything.
heavily damaged. My companion took it to a local blacksmith so that it could be taken care of. Repaired. Over time. It was heavily damaged.
Who's this local blacksmith?
One of the only ones in town. We can go visit them. I'll give you time to dress
Do
yourself.
you still... Sure. Do you still not trust me? Am I going to have to answer more questions, or...
I do not know who you are to my companion, or why they saved you. I would like to witness this.
Yes, I would like to know that too. Who is your companion that saved me?
They get up, kind of gesture for you to get dressed and meet them outside.
Okay.
As you get dressed, you put on the gear that is left, rusted armor and a cloak to obscure your face. As you're walking, you get the quilted armor, the breastplate, the gauntlets and greaves on. It feels wrong. It feels out of place for what you typically wear. But then As you're walking through the house, you see something. A mirror that... You get a full look at yourself, and it... Sorry, I lost my word for a second. The Book of the Golden Bough hanging on your belt while wearing this armor, while wielding your new hammer. I guess it's more considered a maul. And your new shield. It feels out of place. Like you're looking at someone else through your own eyes. If that makes sense.
The shield and my weapon feel out of place.
Yeah, cool, because like you have your shield, your weapon, your book, your supplies, but you don't have...
Have my armor.
Yeah, you don't have your armor, which is almost iconic.
Magnus just gives himself a good stare in the mirror and then continues on. Like, takes a deep breath and then continues on.
Okay. As you step outside, you would hear a very booming and commanding voice. Opening the door, you would see a silver armored adorned paladin holding a long kind of kite shield, a long sword on his belt that he's firmly grasps. Dark skin, human, hood up, kind of has like a long blue cloak with silver, like almost like platinum silk accents. Symbols of Bahamut on his back, on his chest piece, on his shield. Like, he screams, I am a paladin of Bahamut.
Dude, the dragon symbols look fucking dope.
As your gaze is, like, kind of locked onto him, and another thing, you immediately just hear a sigh that you recognize so deeply. Sitting by the door, having a smoke. Uno, do you want to describe how you look and your changes?
That's Uno. Whoa.
Uno's hair has grown out. It looks a bit better. Like, I don't know, Bertrand hasn't been cutting it. She's got some more white, well, not more, but she's white on the side of her head now. She's got black, I guess, burnt looking armor. Yeah, she's full plate now. Longer hair. I don't know how else to describe this.
And then, Pat, do you want to describe how Magnus's new look? And I can post the image as well.
Oh.
Yeah. You got all of it but the mask.
It's a little hard for me to see my model here, but...
Oh, I posted an image so you can use that.
You posted an image.
Yeah, in the NPCs and photoed up. Yep.
Okay. So, in place of Magnus's old armor, is now kind of a rusted, tattered cuirass, I believe is what that is, with a like a quilted pad armor, kilt, and normal plate greaves.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of got like a feathered cowl that is a red cloak. He's grown his hair out a little in the trip and kind of pushed it back. And while he was in Ellerin, he obtained that new mall, which I don't know if it has a name.
It does not. It is
Possibly has to be named ritualistically, maybe. But and then his shield, which Nico fixed up for him before he left,
yeah.
which is kind of it's like a feathered, kind of golden, almost bluish gray steel shield with potions hanging at his belt.
All right. As the two of you kind of meet, Uno, you've been here for a few days. Healing Magnus day by day. Each of your two companions here helping heal him with as much divine magic as the three of you can output. Magnus was in horrible shape when you found him. His arm was broken. His hip was dislocated. His legs were like heavily, the flesh was torn open. Very clearly had like broken ribs. His face was heavily swollen. Like he was in horrible shape.
Well, she immediately. Well, is Magnus down here? Sorry, where's his mini?
I can't move during this cutscene mode.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Boop, there we go. Fixed it.
I'll just say I can move.
Really? I could not.
Oh no, I can move my screen at least.
Yeah, you can move your screen. You just can't move your mini in cutscene mode. There you go. You should be able to move now.
Right on. Oh, I even got the morph. Let's go.
Yeah. You'll get the that other piece in a bit here.
Okay.
Yeah.
She sort of
just opens
clicks.
the door. Well, there was an argument going on, right? What was the shouting about?
It was this kind of paladin here screaming orders.
Did I catch any word of what he might have been saying?
What you caught was just like, and another thing.
Uno flicks the cigarette down when she sees Magnus, and she immediately comes up and she puts her hands on either side of your face, sort of doing that mom check, like, Magnus, you're awake. Are you all right? How are you doing? She's like checking your hands, like anywhere he had injuries. You all right? How are you feeling?
Like, how much shit? You look so different.
Do I?
I'd say so. Sorry to judge on your appearance first thing. It's just a very stark contrast, in my opinion. Look, it's a good look, I'd say. What? Sorry. How did you come up to find me on the shore? Who found me?
We were taking it was a ferry, right?
Yeah.
We're taking a ferry, and we started seeing bodies in the water. And we checked for survivors, and we just barely managed to find you.
Huh. Did you find any other survivors?
Nothing but coalition dogs. As the pearlescent paladin chimes into this conversation.
Okay, when your other companion here, and what is your name? Now, do you trust me now?
The drow, Ila, is my name. I figured this was just a good deed, but now I see you mean much to Uno. So, my name is Ila. She gives you a nod. She even holds out her arm, and as you kind of look at her, you see that she only has one arm. The cloth of her other sleeve is folded and kind of tucked behind her.
Oh.
The tattoo on the side of her head, a large kind of blue and black inked dragon that goes like down her head and down her neck.
She reaches out her hand to shake.
All right. Shakes
Is
her
that what
hand.
she does?
She shakes her hand, and it's a very like noble's handshake.
Well, what were you doing ferrying down here?
We were headed to Ruinswick. I sort of look at the other paladins. I don't know how much else I should say, but we were headed there.
We can talk about it on the way to the smith. This cleric is in need of his goods.
Yes.
Hmm.
I tried to save as much of your things as I could, but I think you were trampled, maybe.
I was. You mean there's some things you couldn't salvage?
Like all of it was salvaged. It's just some of it's like damaged to the point of unwearable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she means by
Yeah.
like trying to save it. Yeah.
Follow me, Mr. Erickson. I am Sir Alexei Dumoni.
Pleasure to meet you, Sir Alexei Dumani.
As he leads you off in the direction. You can see that there are a number of coalition guards throughout town. The initiates and the squires that can be kind of seen walking around. You are in the town of Ruinswick. It's bustling docks, and marketplace is kind of almost overwhelming at first, hearing the sounds of everybody kind of shopping and doing their end of day as the sun is slowly beginning to set.
Before we start walking, I pull Magnus into a hug, sort of patting his back. I was beginning to worry you weren't going to wake up.
I feel like it was all so sudden. He just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
very
And
sudden.
then, his arms are just kind of out, and then he just kind of like closes in and says,
Yeah.
"It's good to see you, Uno."
Let me know if anything's bothering you, all right?
As you are all
I
walking,
lost
we're gonna cut
everyone.
we're gonna cut away to the rest of the group here, so we can pull everybody in. On the seas, on a small dinghy, heading towards the town of Ruinswick. The Wayward is far too large in order to bring into the dock of Ruinswick itself, mainly meant for smaller sloops, jackdaws, and fishing vessels. You all have your kind of ship for doing this, for coming ashore. Most larger ships do, as you're all sails high, traveling with the number of your crew that want to come into town. Malachi, Flint, and Kadan. As suns begin to set on Ruinswick, any conversations to be had in the boat? As you are with Cutter, Donald, Cicero, Alicent, and company.
How long have we been on the seas for?
Like, since you were first in Ruinswick?
No.
Like,
Or like, did we just get to Ruinswick right now?
like you got to Ruinswick, yeah, like maybe a few hours ago. You dropped anchor, you kind of talked with everyone, made a list of, your, like, what people need.
Yeah, how long pre-Ruinswick?
Since the last time you were in Ruinswick, it's been about 4 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because you guys,
We've been on the sea for 4 months.
about that, yeah. Because you, like, time skip. You guys, like, went to, like, Erebos, Ruinswick for the first time, left, and did all your other jobs, and you haven't been back to Ruinswick since. You had to make...
When's the last time we were on land?
Oh, like, maybe a few weeks ago at the grotto.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been to other towns. You just haven't been back to Ruinswick in about 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Ruinswick have like a stink?
It
Smell.
what kind of smell? Like, it smells like fish because it does have a heavy fishing
Smells like
town.
fish.
Like the main docks do smell like fish. The different parts of the town like have different scents and smells to them. But like, are you trying to suss out a specific scent or?
No, it's just like, what are we smelling coming back in?
You would smell fish. You would smell like fresh cut timber. You would get a slight scent of the swamps that are to the west of the town, which are kind of a welcoming smell to you, because it's like the closest you can get to home on the material plane.
Okay.
Yeah. As you are all sailing, everyone excited to return. Ruinswick is like the closest to a multi-tavern town you've been to, because like every other town you've gone to, they have like a tavern, but Ruinswick has 4. So a proper pub crawl is in order. I'm just gonna drag you all to the dock. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody.
I keep clicking my portrait, so I'm like, meow, meow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
Ah!
back it up.
oh! Now
Back
you're
it up.
playing with
Oh,
me.
I dropped people in water.
Oh
no,
no!
they're dragging.
It's
Yeah,
late.
Here to hire a
we'll
new
have to
crew.
find more crew members. All
Ah,
right.
fuck.
Well, we ought to hit the taverns. That's easy cannon fodder. I need crew. Yeah.
Yeah. Those 4.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town.
Boys back.
Hold on, no one moved their fucking thing so I can get
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
right?
Get that screenshot.
Right.
No one
That's an
moved.
action shot, baby.
I was gonna say I'm missing Liam. He was underwater. There we go. As you all come to the docks, you can see that there are fishermen coming in for the day, bringing their catch up onto the dock, some of it hanging out to dry and salting it before they bring it into town, others pre-preparing it so they can get to that last-minute market rush. Flint, it feels good to be home once again. It's somber. End of the day usually means when everyone gets together. When everyone kind of comes into one of the many taverns, whether it be the Silver Roost, the Last Sail, or the Black Phillip.
Well, looks to be about drinking time, don't you agree, Malachi?
Hell yeah. You don't have to tell me twice.
Should probably go and see what folks are up to and see if maybe, since everybody's hitting the taverns, maybe we can pick up a job or two.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Kitan,
Alright.
are you willing to come along?
Yeah.
All right. As the 3 of you set off,
Yeah.
heading into the direction of the tavern. Which tavern are you going to? There is the Silver Roost, which is across the river. It is the nicest tavern in town, but Flint, you would be aware that it is a hot spot for the local guard and the military.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Sail, which is a sailor and privateer's tavern, where your father used to drink. And then there's the Black Phillip on the edge of town, where not many people frequent, but it is the easiest place to get a room.
Pick door number 2, my lord.
All right. The rest of your crew setting off through a town as you pass Castilian Manor and head in the direction of the Last Sail Tavern. Can I get a perception check, please?
Sure.
Yeah.
Perception. Beep boop. Beep boop on the nose. Alright. 19.
19?
Yeah.
As you're walking around and heading off towards the tavern, you see like a group kind of loudly talking. Not too far from where you are. You kind of pay no mind to them, but it does draw your attention to two individuals that are walking on the beach. You take a moment and you ponder. You kind of do a double take, and you swear one of them's a Drokir.
Is that?
I start running.
No. Yeah. That's gotta be right.
I just
right?
run.
Yeah.
As you all start running, you would see.
Kadon stays where he's at.
Okay. Asta, do you want to describe what they all see? I'll put the image, and then I'm going to get the Flint and Magnus to describe what Asta sees.
You got the boss. I just need the image because.
Yep, putting the image. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
My boy.
Do you see that Asta? He's just walking around with a giant battle axe swung over his shoulders. His hair is a bit longer, but he's not nearly as bright green. His hair is not nearly as a vibrant yellow. He's dulled out with the more blacks and reds from his recent molting. Still don't see his wings, though. And then he's got his hand down. He's holding the hand of another smaller cloaked individual.
This cloaked
Or,
individual.
so you assume it's a cloak with a big brim hat on.
Yeah. This cloaked individual's got a kind of like dull yellowish tinge to their skin. They have like pale bluish tattered robes with the collar kind of pulled up high and buttoned. As the two of you rush up, do you say absolutely nothing? Do you just
As I'm
Yeah.
running, as I get closer, I'm like, Asta!
Oh! You guys finally made it to Ruinswick, I see.
I can't believe you're here.
I told you I'd see you here, remember? 6 months
We
ago.
all have really good
Fair
timing,
enough.
apparently.
yeah. It's just uncanny, the timing, really.
You all look quite different.
Yeah, I could say the same for you.
Oh, yes, I actually have clothes that fit me now,
I'm so proud of you.
right? And I finally got the pair of these. He holds up the bracelets on his wrists.
Nice.
They ain't great, but they help.
They do. That's good.
Oh, do you guys not recognize Stumpy? And I'll point down to the little figure.
Hello. Whoa, no! I don't really
Whoa.
like that. Oh.
Oh, hello there.
He's holding a giant,
Oh.
like, kind of tankard with a straw, like a wooden straw shoved into it.
He's got a sippy cup. Stumpy. You're huge.
Yeah, he's about 3 feet tall now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gotten much bigger.
Guys, we have a literal child with us. What the fuck?
Do you want to describe yourself, Malachi and Flint?
Sure. Do you want me to go first since
Whoever
whoever
wants to go first.
Go ahead, Snazzy.
Okay, so Flint, now since the time skip, his hair's grown out a little bit. The scar on his face is kind of faded a little bit as it's begun to heal. Although it is very noticeable, the eye, his one eye, is now glowing blue quite a bit more now, and there's a bit of a black ichor that occasionally leaks from that eye. He's got his trusty flamey sword, as he always, or as he's as of recently had a bit more. Wearing a nice coat with a fur collared lining, and looking very captainly.
Mel.
Still got his violin.
But of course.
Uh,
Yeah.
Malachi looks a bit different. A lot of his parts of his skin, like where it was more blue, have like shifted to like a darker bluish purple
Mhm.
on his fingertips and like on his face. And he no longer wears the long braid anymore. Hair fully down with like ornamented with like a few braids here and there, like within his hair. His eyes are no longer goat-like; they are like slitted, kind of
Ah.
cat-like now.
Okay.
And his claws look a bit sharper, and so do his hooves. And he's
Okay.
got a new fit. Thighs out,
Thighs out.
thighs out,
Fuzzy pants out.
fuzzy pants. Yeah, his horns are a bit more curved now.
Okay. Stumpy kind of like walks up to you and just like looks at you, kind of like looks you up and down, walks over to us, Flint, looks at him up and down. Fancy.
Oh yeah, that's little thing. Sorry. On Malachi's shoulders, there's like it kind of looks like a little feathery.
Okay. Interesting.
That's it.
Stumpy looks kind of past Asta. Kadan! Points. Starts waddling over in that
Alright.
direction.
Oh,
He
He's
addresses us by
Stumpy,
name
don't
now,
get
huh?
lost in the market again.
Okay.
Oh, Asta.
Wow.
Just a little sidebar, real quick. Uh, just I like take him to the side a little bit. Flint, you too, because you know about this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So Kadan's over there. He's not really in the best mood right now, or
Oh.
has been for a while. Won't say much, but he's that's his thing. But he is a little sad boy.
Why?
I look at Flint.
Well, he's just kind of in his feels right now. I don't try to pry. But you know,
He's just going through a lot, like emotionally.
Oh, do you want me to go ask him what's up?
No, don't do that. Just be be Asta.
Something I will point out. Asta has a second set of horns growing in.
oh,
And it got fins growing on my forearms and the back of my.
Fins?
yo,
Yeah,
as well.
like draconic kind of fins that match his tail.
oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
You're gonna be an avid swimmer.
Kadan, Stumpy walks up to you, and you kind of, as he's like getting closer, you realize like, oh, he's a lot bigger. This is strange. As he kind of walks up and looks directly up at you, almost having to like bend his non-existent spine at 90 degrees. Kadan.
hey, Stumpy.
He turns, and his upper half rotates and looks to the left, westward. As he runs and starts running in another direction, you'd hear the little like of his
God
little
damn it.
stumped
Say
feet.
mom?
Yes.
We got to go see Ein before we can run. He's gone.
He did say mom.
Mom!
Hey again, Asta.
As
How's it
Uno, Magnus,
Going.
you are walking and heading into the direction, just starting to kind of step off into the direction of the blacksmith when you hear a strange childlike voice scream, "Mom!"
What?
And a weight hits the back of your leg. Poof, Uno.
I
As this
look.
3-foot mushroom creature or small child in rags and a mushroom cap. You're quite unsure. Is staring up at you.
Recognize his mushroom cap?
It very much looks like Stumpy if Stumpy became a small boy.
Stumpy?
Stumpy.
Magnus!
Stumpy, you've
I'm
grown.
sort of like pet the top of his head.
It's clammy.
Ooh. I have gloves on. It's okay.
Sorry, I need to ask something. Is this for real? Can you just look in the NPC? Does he? Asta, we need to have a talk.
He might have a glass. Who knows?
What is this?
Hold on, Stumpy. If you're
Maybe
here,
it's not
where's
loaded?
Asta?
Over. Others. Come on.
As he
Oh wait, I pick him up and hug him.
as you pick him up, his little legs are still moving.
And then I put
Is
him
he
back down.
actually Stumpy?
It's
Is
You
he
still
really-
you still a hungry
still
boy?
nutty?
is he still a hungry
Yeah,
little?
I point at him and I go, Stumpy.
Okay, we will go. You know where the blacksmith is. We will head in that direction and let you. That as she walks off.
Let you that.
She walks off with.
Oh well,
Classic Ela.
Uno can lead you. Yeah,
Okay.
Uno can lead you to the smith, as you are all led over to the rest of the group. Together again. As Stumpy leads the rest over.
I come up, I whip around Malachi, and I pull him into a hug.
Spin his ass.
Yeah. Spin his ass.
Family.
Tight hugs for everyone.
Uno?
Malachi, my goodness, look at you.
Look at you. Give her a big hug.
Yay, hugs. And then I come over, Asta, and I hug him too.
Oh, hello. I see the Stumpy dragged you to, and I was wondering what he was going after.
And
Magnus, what
come
happened to your shiny armor?
Come over and I hug Flint. Flint.
Hello, Mom.
Big old hard pats on the back. I ruffle
Well,
Flint's hair.
Also, I don't really know. I was going to find that out.
Together.
Oh.
I point at Flint. We're gonna talk about your eye in a second, and then I come over to Kadon and I hug him.
Kadon just gives like a one-armed hug.
Oh my god. What are you all doing here?
I mean, I can't explain out in the open, but I can tell you guys once we're more private.
It's doing jobs.
I
Making
come
money.
back over and I hold
being
Flint's
really
eye open
good.
with my
No,
thumbs.
my gosh, it's fine. It's fine.
We're being so good.
I look down at
I
Stumpy.
narrow my eyes at Malachi.
Stumpy looks up at you.
I reach behind me and grab pineapple from my pelt.
He
Pineapple?
he just takes it in his little. He has like separated fingers now.
No, like my
Yeah.
pet pineapple.
Oh, that pineapple. I forgot that's what you named that. As you pull them out, they're still like kind of small, as they are still baby. But Kadon pulls out this small, little, fluffy red panda.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh!
god.
Stumpy, this is pineapple. This is not food.
Okay.
What is that?
He like reaches out and like pats pineapple on the head with his little fingers.
Uno
Other
pets it too.
baby.
Did he get more fingers? Stumpy?
Yeah, he has actual like articulated
Oh, yeah,
fingers
I
now.
guess he just had like a glove before.
Ew.
He had like
They're articulate.
he had like
Yeah, he's
little
got fingers.
he had little like
Yeah,
stumps
flails.
before, and now he has like three. He's got little frog fingers. He's got like 3 fingers.
I miss his nubbies.
Oh, nice.
I mean, What?
My new baby. Were they just chilling outside the inn?
They are in the void,
In the void?
as we've described it.
Ah,
my
very
God.
tempting.
This is pineapple, everybody. He is red panda.
Would I know if people would freak out?
Oh,
People would freak out.
Oh, okay. I pet pineapple.
It kind of purrs,
Oh,
takes your
my
hands,
God. Oh,
rubs its head a little harder. And it skitters around each of your shoulders and then goes back to Gadon, kind of wrapping around his shoulder.
Just crawls along my skin, like digging in.
Yeah, the little you can see like little red marks from where the panda digs in.
overview.
I take a little half grape from a satchel and give it.
But as for Flint's eye, you look at it, and it almost looks like the pupil itself has ruptured. Very similar to Gilt's.
It's all me. Don't worry.
Can you at least still see out of it?
I can, can't I?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just aesthetic.
Right.
Okay, yep. Just as trusting as ever.
some things never change.
I trust you, Flint. Right. Magnus, do you all want to come with us? Magnus needs his things. I don't know if you want to explain along the way, Magnus.
No. What were you all doing here? Were you going to this tavern?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were check out the local people, what they're up to, see if there's any, jobs we could do, make some money.
Okay. I mean, you could come with, or they could just meet you back here, and I could definitely use a drink or two after
Together.
figuring some other stuff out. Sinclair should be here as well. We'll have to find him. He went.
Looks like we're all gonna catch up soon.
Well,
See, when
most of us. Mint is not here anymore.
I was literally about to ask,
Well, yes,
where is she?
Mint?
She had some private stuff she had to go back to in Godsbridge to sort out herself.
Not in Godsbridge. She's just outside of Ruinswick.
Just outside of town.
Yeah,
she's actually at her property outside of Ruinswick here. She
Oh,
will be back eventually.
That's good for her.
She's taking a small step away. We've had quite busy few months.
Come over and I
independent queen.
put a just like a reassuring hand on Magnus's shoulder. All right, well, let's go get your things.
Who's all heading to the Smith? Everybody?
Would I be in range to reach out to Ainz with my telepathy?
You and him have a stronger connection, so you can reach out like across the city.
Okay.
Yeah, being
I will say to him, if he's not busy, I would like for him to meet up with us to discuss what's going on.
Who?
He just responds to you, saying to come by the safe house. It's past where the blacksmith is, so you'll be able to do both.
Yeah. I'll just look at everybody. Okay, how about we get drinks and stuff to go? We go to my place.
Are you? I was gonna say if you instruct Ein to meet you at this tavern, then they will come here.
I'll instruct. Yeah, it'll be easier for him to come here. Actually, there's too many of us. It's very cramped.
Yeah, it
What are
is.
you talking about?
All right, who's coming with us to the blacksmith and who's staying?
Oh, I'll come with. I know where the blacksmith is.
All right, let's get moving.
I mean,
Everybody going?
are we going?
I mean, I'm kind of fucking ready to go drink.
Okay, so Drink.
Well, Malachi, take Stumpy with you. Get him some dinner, please, and I'll throw him a little coin pouch.
I just sort of call back anyone who's staying is buying me a drink.
All right, I'm coming with you.
Ah, look at that. Money-wise captain.
As I'm just gonna grab Ein. As you make your way over to the blacksmith's house, it's a very quaint 2-story. Uh-oh, I've locked Ein in the house. It's a very quaint 2-story home. You see that, like, kind of like almost like an open garage. The smithy itself is all down below, and the home is up on the 2nd floor. You can see a number of workers. There's a couple dwarves and a half-orc just kind of working away on various projects. And a large, burly, older human covered in scars and kind of damaged tattoos. A burly beard, a thinning hairline, kind of looks over to you. Looks at you, Uno, and you recall paying this individual to get the armor fixed. You're back. Bit of bad news. It's gonna be a while on that armor. You, kinda asked me to polish a turd. A nice turd, mind you, but pretty heavily damaged. Gonna need a bit of time to fix it up. Hopefully you're not needing it for anything, tonight. Or tomorrow, for that matter.
How long will it take?
Maybe a week at most. That's to get it all fit and furnished. I could expedite the process with subpar materials, but I had to order this metal in.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Could I, if you wouldn't mind, could I see the armor?
Yeah. As he goes and kind of reaches, he's got like all of his projects that he personally takes on in little boxes. You can see the other smiths kind of do the same thing to keep everything together, and he brings it over. You see like the breastplate is heavily dented and damaged. You can see like your blood stains that have soaked the metal. You see like buckles and straps and rivets have kind of been pushed out. Like it is in ill repair.
But it's not like. Did you say it was heavily punctured?
In certain spots, there was a couple punctures from like on the breastplate mainly. Most of it's just dented and malformed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's actually not quite as bad as I thought. Thank you. I'll kind of reach into his pouch and tip him a silver.
I appreciate it. Like I said, and also it's kind of looks behind you. It's a bit discreet. I'm not looking to catch a charge for helping. I have no qualms with helping, but you know how the guard are.
We appreciate it.
He kind of touches a necklace around his neck, and you can see that he has a little like platinum dragon pendant tucked under his shirt.
Just give him a nod.
You're gonna say something, Magnus?
Nothing. No.
I don't got much. You kind of took all the spare parts we had lying around. But if you want to obscure your face, I always got this. As he reaches under the counter and hands you an old, rusted coalition mask.
Thank you.
Of course. Advise you to keep the hood up, obscure your face if you need to get a little retribution. Gives you a wink.
When we walked through the marketplace there,
Yeah.
I think we saw even past some guards, but like no issues really. Did I see anyone staring? Or...
There was some people in the market that were like staring and pointing. The few guards that you did pass were preoccupied, but if you like, a lot of those are like squires and initiates and stuff like that. If you go and like near soldiers, they would arrest you immediately and then interrogate you because they think you're a spy or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So yeah, it's kind of like the greater populace for the most part is not going to bother, but there will be somebody who might report. So it's just kind of like that option if you want to, kind of like your helmet, like if you want to be discreet.
It might be for the best for now, Magnus.
Peering
adorns the helmet.
Peering around the corner, you see a
Hold
Drokir
Oh,
as
Yeah, I just did a little spin.
I didn't mean to do a little spin.
Parkour.
It was so great though. It was
Yeah.
This is perfect.
He just comes around the corner, does a little spin, aims right at us.
Coming around the corner, you see wearing a similar shirt and greaves to Asta, but his are more like a shining golden metal. The shirt itself similar, a kind of heavy brown, kind of grayish brown cowl that is unwrapped and just kind of tucked into the scarf itself. The hood down. It's got like blue curled back horns, to which you've seen before. All of you are kind of begin to recognize that this is the assassin from Concordia.
Oh, he's hot.
Oh, there you are. I see you're wearing your flashy stuff out again.
If I walk around in what I wear to take targets out, it sort of removes the ability of it being a disguise.
Fair. I think you just like the attention of all the gold. I'll just crack a big grin.
I mean, the attention is nice. I see you found...
Stumpy's waiting for us at the rest.
Alright. I know he doesn't like to be late for dinner.
He's probably already eaten all the tavern's food at this point.
We, never got introduced.
As he goes and he
What do you mean? You've
shakes
seen him before.
each of your hands. My name is Ein.
Uno.
Uno, you're Flint, and Magnus, if I remember correctly. This individual is tall, like taller than Asta.
Goddamn. Sorry.
What?
Nothing.
I mean, if you guys are all done staring at him, we can go.
All right.
Right. He's very tall. You know,
He's
all
gonna-
of you guys make my neck hurt.
You'll be fine, and he'll give her like a soft little kick to her butt.
Fine, is it?
Ein,
You are
yes.
correct. Magnus. I don't even know how you know that name, honestly. I don't
And
remember saying it.
I did lots of talking with the Lady Mint, as well as with Asta over the past 6 months. He spoke highly of all of you.
You definitely seem more relaxed, although it was differing circumstances last time.
Yes. It was... I was untrusting, but I've learned much of you. As each of you make your way over to the couches in the back. Ein sits up on the windowsill.
Oh, it's packed in here.
He is.
I'm assuming we've been to this tavern a few times before.
Yeah, this tavern and the Black Phillip. mainly the Black Phillip because it's not as packed, so you can kind of go there in the middle of the day. But
Just so people wouldn't be weirded out with Stumpy.
yeah, people.
Malachi got Stumpy food, and Malachi's also already drinking.
Okay. Stumpy is just sitting on the floor and eating. His little feet kicked out.
He's using a fork and knife.
I come and sit on
He's
the
a proper little man.
on the arm of the couch where Malachi's sitting. What are we drinking?
Whatever you want.
As the barkeep comes over, he's a gruff-looking. Or actually, the barkeep is behind the bar still. A kind of young woman comes over. She's got like very tan skin, long like black hair, curly. As she walks up and she just kind of hands you the drink that you ordered, Malachi, like a second round of it, and kind of brings over a little towel for Stumpy, and just a few more drinks, ales, waters, anything else anybody wants to order. It's not the fanciest of taverns, but you can get some fairly decent stuff here.
Yeah. If they have any king stout, I'll order that.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you're all as you're all sitting and enjoying a nice drink, sitting with one another. So, as Ein kind of leans on the couch near Malachi, you wanted to discuss something, Asta?
Yeah, I figured now that you know everybody's here, and how as I told you how, and he'll whisper in close, they're planning to fight the coalition. I figured maybe we share the information that you have discovered. A fight against them is a fight to help us, right?
This is true. Though we have to be quiet about certain aspects, as he looks around, and you do see Coalition Navy soldiers, as well as Coalition Guard and other kind of members of the military here. It's not frequent, but there are some here.
I was like, well, conveniently, and he'll tap his temple. We can use our other voice for the sensitive parts.
Yes, I agree.
But does anybody else want to say what they've been up to before we get into business?
Yes, it's been some time since you've all been together. It's just been Stumpy, Lady Mint, and Asta and I, cooped up in a very small basement or other derelict places. I'm sure you have all had much better times.
I mean, I can go first. I went to basic training. We've been going around. Oh, I was trained to be a knight. I am now a knight.
A knight for who?
Congratulations.
One of our warriors of the Hungering Rebellion. A prestigious honor not many get to hold.
Do you hold that?
No.
Oh, and Stumpy knows how to fight now, too. Ein's been teaching him how to scout.
I got a knife and a gun.
Nope.
Oh, I got a knife.
He pulls the gun out every time he says gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
You have a knife and a gun.
I
After
look at
6
Asta
months.
sipping my drink.
I have a knife. Just a knife, only a
He's just
knife.
gonna look over, take a big longs.
And your pa taught you well.
Yeah. And
Good.
Uncle Ein taught me to sneak and look out for things. And I remembered what you taught me.
What did I teach you?
Don't hurt your friends.
Aww.
I trust him with my life.
We're still working on the don't pull gun out every time he says he has gun. But
I got a
we're working on
gun as he pulls the gun out again.
Whoa.
have some friends here with me, actually, from my training on the Platinum Isle.
You have friends now?
Yeah, at least one, I think.
Oh, remember when you left all dramatic, being like, I don't know if I'm going to come back? And I was like, I told you would, and now here you are.
Yes, Asta.
You're so dramatic sometimes.
It's like a soft chuckle coming from Ein in the corner.
You know, Asta, I have someone now that you really remind me of, and maybe you can meet sometime soon.
Okay, I like making new friends.
Well,
Anyone else want to, share their details about what's going on? I mean,
Well, what was your travels? You stayed on the ship while we were gone. What happened with you?
Well,
Captain.
yeah. Well, we made our way back to the grotto, got supplies and stuff, and then we came actually here. Gave Gil a proper burial, put him to rest. Yeah. Then odd jobs here and there. Robbing the coalition, whatever, what we're supposed to do, we saw a spiritualist in Erebos, but that's Kadan's thing. I don't want to. I'll let him tell that.
In where?
he wants-
Spiritualists where?
Erebos.
Erebos. Is that the desert? I'm trying to remember from the map, but I'll just
I
pull
have
it
a
up.
piece of Malachi's hair and I'm braiding it.
There's like a soft little purr coming from him.
Kadan.
Yes.
I'm muted! Erebos is, instead of heading up the river from where you are from in Ellerin, Magnus, instead of heading up the right peak to Ruinswick, you head up the left peak and you can hit Erebos. It's the second part of
Quite a
the
big city.
it's the second part of the twin cities of Elias and Erebos.
Elysia? Or yeah.
Yeah.
Elisa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I really
Cool.
like Pineapple, Kadan. What made you decide to get him?
Easy him. I needed a friend.
You remembered that because you bought Pineapple here, that you can get some extra treats and other little things for him here from the same vendor you bought him from.
Mm.
Well, as you...
How's Kadan look, first of all? What's his demeanor?
Just dour. Like 24/7.
No. Is there anything on your mind, Kadan?
I don't want to talk about it.
He's not ready.
Okay. Malika, you look as pretty as ever.
I was going to say
Thanks.
fluffy.
But like a different kind of flower.
Oh,
Poisonous.
What's with...
Oh, Ein
What's
says
with-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you like look as you look over to him, he does have a bit of a smirk on his face.
stop.
What's with the change in look?
I don't know. Weirdly enough.
I
just
I
kind of
glanced at Flint real
happens.
quick. You didn't make a weird deal, did you?
Funny.
Give me more power and make my friend look weird. Change how my friend looks.
Like your face has changed shape.
Has it?
I guess
Yes.
it is. It's
Is it bad?
No,
No.
it just has changed. Like, how did that happen? Your face just doesn't change. Well, for most beings, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what do we know about?
Satyrs.
I mean, this is all really new to me too, to be honest.
You know,
Also,
You just,
last
woke,
time
you
I
just
checked-
one day woke up like that.
I feel like it gradually happened.
Huh.
Do you guys remember when? Because I don't.
Remember what?
When it just like when I started changing,
no.
because it wasn't
When
just
you
like oh suddenly like this.
I didn't even really realize until Magnus said something.
See, they've been around me too much.
Mhm.
Flint.
You have
I'm
a double
guessing-
shrug from both of them?
As-
At the
Yeah,
same
like,
time?
as you're all sitting around trying to determine whether you've kind of
I like stick my leg out. But I'm like really soft though.
Yeah?
The feathers on your shoulders are new too, huh?
as you're all like feeling and touching and assessing Malachi. You're listening to the songs in the background, and they're great. Wonderful bard. Flint, you've heard this song before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not really listening to the words because you're focusing on the conversation. The music is droning out into the background with the sounds of the tavern, the sounds of the people cheering and kind of drinking as this place gets busier and busier as the night goes on, or as the kind of day is slowly shifting into the evening. But it's the rhythm. The dun 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 dun. This is Rot Finn. This is Gil's song.
Yeah.
You look over towards where the bard is, and you see a small... No. Oh, God. Playing. He stands up on the stool, does like a final strum, bows as the crowd that have more been predominantly watching him cheers. He hops off the stool and hops off the stage as, you know, you would hear, you would see another performer go up and just start playing, not singing, but just kind of playing some idle background music. But you swear you recognize the individual up on stage as you watch them go over to the bar. A halfling that looks, a gnome that looks all too familiar. As they go up to the bar, they hop up on a stool, and they start drinking. You see, as the barkeep behind the bar starts giving them shots, just pouring 3 in a row. He pounds the 3, pours them 3 more.
Excuse me. I think I need to go and talk to that gentleman. And I'm gonna
While
head
you're
on.
doing that, I'm gonna go step outside.
Can you bring more shots, Flint?
You got it. And
I
I'll
look
head
at
on.
I look at Malachi's. Kadan walks out. Should I go talk to him?
Maybe you'll be able to reach him. It's been emotional.
I just down the rest of my drink and I back on mom duty, I guess, and I stand up. I'll be back.
Magnus, you still have to explain what happened to your armor and stuff, why it's so fucked up.
You guys have been to Ruinswick here, right?
Been here quite a few weeks now.
Do you know where someone might reach the Kraken from here? Like where you can send... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what Sinclair might have, but he was going to hire mercenaries and try to reach the Kraken from here.
Ein moves around and kind of sits where Kadan was sitting, just to make sure nobody takes it. If someone's looking to make correspondence with privateers. The last sale here is where you would do it.
Okay.
I'd ask the barkeep.
Well, yeah, I'll do that. It was a grand old time in Carspate. It's just, it lived up to the expectations. It was just a magnificent city. And I found the heretic, brought him home to justice. That doesn't mean what you might think it does. He's going to redeem himself through servitude and actually make a difference in those whose lives he hurt. The animals he slew, he will know the dirty and gut-wrenching business of livestock childbirth.
Oh. It's a bad fate.
It's got to be done. Farmers do it. You should know what where the life he took comes from. So, yes, to do that and much more, and he actually will serve the bow. He seemed willing. An ambitious mind. It's a bit of a shame to just go to waste. You know, you could divert it to a more worthy effort. Effort calls. And while we were there, it was. I mean, Sinclair loved the place. It was, and after our exciting adventures, it was kind of nice to return, and it's ever so perfect serenity. But there was scouts of the coalition seen on the shores, and well, the scouts were sent, and they saw incoming ships, and we rounded up volunteers and a bunch of others from the church and went to battle. We were actually putting up a decent fight until we got a rear charge from behind of some cavalry. I was trampled, unconscious. One of my teachers, George, was there. He saved my life, even though I had barely survived in the first place. Pushed me off a cliff to save my life. And I drifted downriver, and somehow, Uno showed up. Like divine intervention, otherwise I would have bled out from my wounds on the beach. And my armor is all fucked up, and so I was sitting with the local blacksmith. At least the chap he's a good fellow. He's a fellow worshipper of Bahamut, and actually ordered other material to help repair my armor, so it's not just a shoddy patch-up job. Appreciate that.
I mean, your armor getting fucked up might have been a blessing in disguise. There's a lot more, and he'll like nod his head back to the coalition are here than most places. Your armor would make you stand out a bit too much. But you're alive, so clearly you weren't meant to die there.
It was kind of odd. Servant of the Bow gets saved by just some passing paladins of Bahamut.
God's work in mysterious ways.
Aye.
Listen, Asta, I can take Stumpy back to the safe house for the night. Why don't you lot try to do some things around town? See if there's any jobs on the board that you can pick up locally. I need to do some reconnaissance on our target tonight. You spend the night with your friends. Doesn't matter what you get up to as long as it's, well, low key.
Been already.
No,
Have you seen what we look like? Nothing is low key.
that's fair.
I think being just as belligerent as everybody else in here is the best form of disguise.
I
And
trust your
he'll slide a
judgment.
shot over to Malachi.
I take it.
He kind of guides Stumpy with him. Don't worry, we'll have lots of time to talk. So he looks to you, Malachi, and then heads out with Stumpy.
So you have a safe
that a
house.
I do.
What do you say, Malachi?
Since when? Nothing. Since when?
I mean, that's how we get around. We've got little... He's gonna get real, like, kind of pull them in real quiet, like outposts everywhere, keeping an eye on things.
So there's already been one here for a while.
It's been 6 months.
So you've joined them.
For now.
What do you mean for now? I thought that wasn't a thing you could just leave.
There's ways out. Ainz thinks maybe I'm special and I need to work way up to meet the big bosses of there because I'm similar to them.
What does that mean? You have changed, by the way. you've got frills. This tail is pretty cool.
Do they move? Can you move them?
He'll like flutter them a bit.
Yeah, as he like flexes his forearms, kind of like seeing like the tendons in someone's forearms move when they move their fingers. Like you would watch them like kind of extend and move.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Over
It's so much hotter now. How'd that happen?
over at the bar, Flint, you walk up and you see this small, kind of graying ginger halfling just kind of sitting at the bar. I fucked up and called him a gnome. He is a halfling. It's my bad. Just sitting there, just taking shots. His banjo strapped to his back as he just kind of leans up against the bar.
Don't hear the beast of Rotfin Bay too often these days.
Hey, well, it's an old song as he turns around and you see a very familiar face. The only one that was as close to being Gil's right hand as you were. Tyrone Hillpop, a very spry halfling. Putting his photo in there. Turns around and looks at you with bewilderment, shock, as he just stares you up and down. Law? And he kind of, as the words leave his mouth, he looks to the posters, or to the guards behind you. What are you doing here?
I just kind of...
Why are you here?
It's a
You look,
very, very long story.
you look. What happened to you? You look all sorts of fucked.
I mean, I would like to think that I grew into my looks, but
I mean, you look good, boy, but God's be praised, you look like a bard.
I am a bard, a proper one. I've had some really good performances lately, actually.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's good to see you in town, boy, but I don't know if it's the best for you to be here.
I've been keeping low, for sure. That's why I'm not, at other taverns here.
Performing, doing things, causing a stir.
Background.
Have you gone to see your folks?
Not yet, but
Hey.
soon.
They've been
I plan to.
they've been a trifle worried about you. They've been thinking you've often died.
They're, I think they're still gonna be in for just as much of a shock
Hey,
when I do
gone
see
and
them, and I kind of
grown up on them.
my eye.
Just looks you up and down again. Knocks on the wood top of the bar. The bartender, this kind of burly, rugged-looking individual, mullet and a twinged mustache. 4 round for how many you worth?
As many as there are, because I can't count right now.
6.
Sorry.
Oh,
That
all right.
many.
Bartender pours up some shots and hands a tray to you. Well, to you and your own. It's good to see you, kid.
It's very good to see you too, and really good to hear those familiar tunes again.
It gets me in a bit of trouble every time I sing it, but, you know, can't all be by the book all the time. So he knocks back the shot and kind of goes to turn back to his meal that was placed in front of him.
He's had a proper burial, you know.
I know. I was the one to make sure he was buried. Couldn't afford the headstone. If you got the coin on you, go get one made up. You could go see the bishop.
Yeah. Planning to. Give him what he deserves. You know? He didn't deserve that. But he deserves recognition.
Aye. The rest of the troop, they've moved on God's Bridge. You're looking for him.
Oh. That's good to know. Might hit him up.
Some of them are a bit sour on you, but might do you well.
That's fair.
Reggie, I got his and company's tab. Whatever they want, it's on me.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
He nods, kind of goes to his meal. Gives you like another look as you saunter off. Outside. Kadan and Uno. Where'd y'all go?
I'm just right outside by a tree. Kadan
Yeah,
just
really.
like
Oh, there you are. I'm like, fuck.
Kadan just
Yeah.
like went to the tree and like let Pineapple go climb on the tree, and he's just watching him.
Skitters up into the tree. Kind of disappears into the branches.
Kadan.
Yes or no?
I missed you.
You're missed.
I really like Pineapple. He's cute.
I hope to show him to my sister one day.
Your sister? You
Kraken's
found
the Kraken's daughter.
he has a daughter?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm glad your family's growing.
It is.
I just wanted to check on you. You seem down. We don't have to talk about it, but if there's anything you need, you can let me know, okay?
You and I made the deal, no secrets, right?
Right.
He just lets out a long, heavy sigh.
I hold my hand out for his.
He doesn't grab it.
Okay, you should put hers down.
Mishkala, she's at unrest. She is... Something is keeping her here. And I can't do anything about it. Not until I go back.
I'm sorry. I must be very hard on you.
The spiritualist said that she feels as if there was something left unfinished. And I am worried that it is me.
I come over and just put a hand on his arm because I can't reach his shoulder. Good done. Let me tell you this. As someone who was a mother, even if it is you, that's because she loves you, Kadan. I hurt so much for my children because I cared for them so much. And I know it's hard to hear that Mishkala is at unrest, that she has unfinished business, but if it is because of you, it's because she loved you so much, and you will repay that love when we go there. It
Until
won't
then,
be forever.
and until then, she's just tortured spirit, right? I can't even do this small thing for her. And she gave me everything. Her life, even.
And you'll help her.
Did I ever get a chance to talk to the bear and see like what his opinion on it was?
He mainly thinks it's like he thinks it's kind of similar to what you're thinking,
Mhm.
but more final. Like he assumes that like and then you died and there was nothing she could do. Yeah. Very similar mindsets to you on the entire ordeal.
And how's that got him feeling?
It hurts him, but it's also like he has no real like concept on non-physical things, ghosts, spirits, souls, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to him.
Okay.
Yeah. He's smarter than you in some regards, but like the idea of like a ghost lingering is like it doesn't click. Like he doesn't understand why that's a problem.
He's smarter than me, not wiser than me.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like to him, Mishkal is dead, and that hurts him. He doesn't understand that like her spirit is still there. Like he thinks you're just talking about like her essence, her being,
Okay.
like the memory kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look at the situation with Mishkala and I look back to my mother and my father. And is it just anybody who cares for me? Are they destined to die or go? I had one friend in the pit. I don't know what happened to him. But everybody I've ever cared about has either died or left. At least with Pineapple. It depends on me. And maybe one day he will go too.
gently squeezes his arm.
Pineapple pops out of the tree and scurries onto him.
Kadan,
I'll hold my hand out to like branch.
if there's anyone in the world that understands everything of what you're feeling, it's me. Every friend I had in the pit, everyone that called me family, is gone. Soon Bertrand will be gone. And I never got to do anything for them. I never got to repay their kindness. I never got to repay their love that I'll never feel. And there's nothing I can do about it. Ever. And I hope that they're in heaven. And I know Bertrand will go to heaven, and that means I'll never see any of them ever again. I know how much everything hurts. I know you all see me as this now, but I used to cry. I used to feel pain and loss before I was this. And so, I know it sounds terrible, Kadan, but I'm glad you feel hurt. It means there's still more for you. And though Mishkala is going through this now, you will be there for her as she's been there for you before. It won't be forever. And both of us, all three of us, as she kind of taps his other arm for the bear, we'll make sure it doesn't stay that way. And that's another promise I can make to you. And I know I'm not good at it, but I want to be there for you. I want to care for you. So let me know when you need me to be there. I want to help, but I'll never know how or when unless you ask me. I just hope you let me help you.
I don't know. It's my fault. She is this way. She would have killed those orcs 10 times over if she wasn't tired. But she was so tired from fighting me every day, having to contain the bear.
I'm going to tell you a secret, Kadan. Whether it's healthy or a good way to think, probably not, I don't fucking know. But everything that's happened, everyone I've lost, I want it to be my fault. I want people to blame me. I want to take the responsibility. Because if it's my fault, that means I can do something about it. That means I can make up for it in some way.
As the two of you are speaking outside, as Pineapple runs off of you and then kind of back up the tree again and then back down, even skittering kind of around Uno and using Uno as a platform to jump to the tree. Just kind of playing. Back inside the bar.
Goes, hell yeah.
Back inside the bar, Flint, you're heading over back to the rest of the group, shots in hand. As it's getting more packed, more fishermen are beginning to flood into the point where the tavern has a bit of a stench to it, as you can kind of smell the fish guts on these fishermen coming in. A smell that you're used to. As you're walking, a few of them, you kind of avoid some of them, stepping around them, trying to keep this tray as flat as possible. You slam into someone as you kind of spin around and back up, trying to get away from others. You end up bumping into someone who's just leaning on the edge of the bar. You spill their drink, and oh, God damn it! You know how fucking much this cut. As the two of you meet eye to eye, the voice familiar, but never in that tone before, as you meet a grizzled, older man. A blackish blue tinge to his hair. This is your father.
Hi, Dad.
He looks at you a few times. He kind of reaches and picks up what's left of his ale. Looks over to the sailor that's not quite paying attention to his second drink and just swipes it and swaps it. And starts just walking with you back in the direction you were going. All of you talking about how hot everyone is now, as Flint sits down with this kind of older human man who is covered in fish guts. His scent is very strong. Malachi.
I cast Prestidigitation to clean him up.
Sure. He kind of doesn't even notice as he's enamored and staring at, staring at Flint, just kind of in awe. The two sit down together. The rest of you would see this, like, muscular man, kind of graying, bluish black hair, fairly long mutton chops and a little bit of, like, kind of unkempt growing hair on the chin. Muscular, wearing, like, a gray sweater, the sleeves rolled up. Has his, like, schmuck on. Has all his, like, supplies, his bag still on his back, like, with his fishing rod kind of collapsed down, tied into the bag itself. Some ear piercings and even an eyebrow piercing. Same, very similar eye color to Flint. So he's just... What are you doing here? Why are you here? What? Are they... I'm sorry, who are these people?
It's, I've got a lot to tell you about, but, I mean, we can go over the details, a little later. I should come.
What happened to your eye, boy?
It's a long story.
Your son's a captain.
You're a captain?
I am.
Oh, God's be praised, boy, you're a captain!
Please, a little quieter. It's not the same, kind of captain probably that you're probably thinking. I'm not with the coalition.
Are you a pirate, boy?
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
Are you taking after your lineage then?
What?
Your grandfather. He was a bit of a privateer. Sailed for himself under no crown. It makes me proud to see you following in those footsteps.
I had no idea.
God never did us any good anyway. Introduce me. Actually, you know what? My manners, as he stands up, and he gives like a firm, almost too strong handshake to Malachi, Asta, and Magnus. Eshram Lockhart. As he sits down.
Oh, I'm Asta. You must be one, like, Flint's father, I'm guessing?
Yes. I know he doesn't look quite much like me. He's got most of his mother's looks. Those people are fighting in the bar, screaming about beans.
Let's say that goes my next question of, wow, he does not look much like you, minus the eyes.
I was going to say,
yeah, he's got my eye color, my hair color, my nose.
I mean, if he had the beard, maybe he would have the chin, like.
Nice, you gave it away.
Yeah.
Eshram?
Eshram.
Eshram.
Eshram. Yeah.
His mum's got the blessing of most of this boy's looks as he kind of like ruffles the back of Flint's head. So,
Dad, you're
is this-
embarrassing me.
is this part of your crew, or are these just some
Yeah.
chaps you picked up along the way?
So Dad, meet Malachi, Asta, and Magnus. They've been with me in all of my adventures since leaving.
Clearly,
So,
you've been getting up to a lot. Yeah. You look good, boy. Your mum would be proud.
thanks, Pops.
So,
How is she?
she's good. She's still at the manor. Still working hard. Still going to church.
Good woman.
Me? No.
Oh no, she's still going to
No.
church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I thought you were doing the Catholic guilt thing first.
No. Going to church every Sunday. Yeah, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, Ma. Yeah.
Make sure he reads.
My wife, she works at Castilian Manor, the mayor's home.
Oh.
One of the servants. She mainly gathers ingredients for dinners, things like that. Back staff, kitchen staff. The mayor adores her, but some of the other nobles that visit aren't quite as welcoming to her. As he kind of it ruffles and you watch him tap the back of Flint's horn.
Fear, and I'm sure the murderer rumor that went around didn't really help.
That was a lot. Cost me a good month in lockup.
Locked you up for a month.
Wait. You were locked up?
They were that, or they were gonna fire your mother. So I took the plea. Said I would serve the time that you owed. That's why you don't have a warrant out for your arrest anymore. It's not my first time inside of a cell, won't be the last. Until your mother let down. It's fine, boy. Every good fisherman's got to see the inside of iron every once in a while.
The sentence was only a month for murder.
Oh, it would have been longer if it was him, but
Oh, I see.
my sentence was for punching a guard. I told them to take me instead, as my boy was gone. They didn't listen, so I hit a guard. Made them listen.
The pirate blood runs thick.
I was never one for the privateer life, but I had a respect for the sea and the bitch queen.
And rebellion.
What do you know about the bitch queen?
I know she's a testy bitch, and you shouldn't cross her. That you should respect her, and her peace and her vengeance.
What
Okay.
kind of woman?
Well, I'm gonna go meet up with your mother before the bells ring. Do you want to come with us? You're all more than welcome. I can tell your friend here, as foreboding as he looks, is a God-fearing man. I know you're not one for it, neither am I, boy, but it'll make your mum proud. Go to church with her. Surprise her.
You sure you don't want to have this first meeting just be the three of you? We can always come by after.
Oh, Flint didn't come and bring friends and other folk around very often, so
She'd be thrilled.
she'd be thrilled to know that he's thriving
Sure. I do have a bit of business to tend to in the tavern here before we leave.
Yeah, of course. I gotta finish my beer anyway.
What's left of it? Sorry.
Oh, he swiped it with someone else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Malachi, I guess that just leaves you and me to drink. Just so you know, Ainz can't hold his liquor worth shit. 4
Not
pints, he's
anymore?
gone.
He's
Lightweight as hell. Can't tell because of how tall he is, but...
As Magnus, you walk over towards the bar, kind of that open end slot where Flint's father was leaning up against. The barkeep comes over to you, the kind of burly man, mullet and mustache. What can I do for you? He's polishing a glass and.
Yes. Can I get? Do you have a Do you have any brandy or possibly? Yeah, you surely you would have.
We got a brandy, yeah. Is that all?
Yes, and I'm looking to see if maybe you saw anyone come in here asking questions. Man, yeah, hi. Black and white hair, wearing an eye patch.
Can't say I have, no. As he kind of slides the brandy over to you.
Name Sinclair, and ring a bell.
No. Nobody that I like.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Hazel man.
He hands you your money back and he points to the halfling down the bar. He's got
that's-
he's got your entire tab covered.
Okay, he takes like half a coin away.
Okay.
And gives is like for the information.
Appreciate it. Sticks it back in his pocket. You head back over with your brandy. Do the two of you head back inside or you stay outside watching Pineapple play?
Did the nuns let me have some of those cookies that they would give me?
Yeah.
What?
You could have taken some with you.
Yeah, definitely stole some. I give one to Kadan.
All right. These small little like almost like a biscuit, like a dipping biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like crunchy, like a gingerbread cookie. Like it's like you feel like by just holding it, you're like I'm gonna break my teeth on this, and then you eat it. And you're like, okay, no, it's good. It's fine. Be better if it was dipped and softened, but it's good.
And to hear probably one of the most horrific things to Uno's sight is Kadan doesn't completely demolish it. He just kind of eats it slowly.
You see little red hands come out of the trees. It's like reaching.
I give one to Pineapple.
The hands go back into the tree, and you would just hear this little.
Pineapple.
Everyone's excited to see you again. Why don't we go back inside?
I hold up this my staff to the tree.
This pineapple like
Just-
comes down and wraps around your back.
Alrighty.
Though, I kind of touched the white in my hair. I'm getting old and I might get lost, so will you hold my hand?
He looks at her, deadpan.
That's it? He just looks at her?
Yep.
She looks at her back?
As
Come on, senior citizen.
as inside,
Given, yes.
you all
And he-
finish.
nope.
Oh,
He
good.
pushes you on. He like puts his hands on your back and guides you.
Yeah, she'll go.
As inside, you all finish your drinks and you head outside, or start heading outside and meeting these other two at the entrance. The end of their conversation, you would see an older, I would say like middle-aged human man, wearing like a fisherman's garb, with all of them, kind of walking with his arm wrapped around Flint. Just get you all outside.
Hello.
Oh, is more your friends here? Or
Yeah. meet my dad, Eshram.
I hold out my hand for a handshake.
Gives you a very strong handshake.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine. Wow, you have a lot of friends, boy. My God,
Hello.
you're big. The fuck are they feeding you? He's like looking up at you. He's like 5'8".
A lot of
Ish.
people say that.
A lot of your friends are real tall, boy. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's just good milk on the seas, I guess. God,
What? What?
milk makes your bones strong, makes you taller. That's how it works, right?
I survived off of raw fish and berries.
That
I was like, high protein diet tends to do this, I think.
that sounds about right. Most of what
Never drinking milk.
And then biscuits for 12 years.
most of what Amelia and I have eaten is fish for the past few years. Didn't make me that big though.
You should try dragon, makes you real big.
If I could get my hands on some dragon, I'd surely try it. Try anything twice, really. So you kind of
Oh,
like,
in that case, I'll reach and pull a little dragon jerky out. Here you go.
oh, as he takes some and he starts chewing on it. He's like, it's a bit gamey and
Oh,
salty.
it's very gamey.
As
Yes.
he like kind of pushes past all of you and whistles, Amelia! As he rushes forward. You see this red tiefling woman with brown hair with kind of like graying and white streaks in the front. A singular horn that curls up and over to the side. Darkened makeup and a nice purple dress. She's kind of got like a basket and she's filling it with fruit. She just points over to Eshram and then is talking to the man behind the stall and walks over, rushes and hugs him. The two talk as she looks past and just looks wide eyes as she covers her mouth and then rushes up and hugs Flint.
and we collide.
We collide. Let me put your mom in here.
Mom.
My mom.
Your mom's hot.
Yeah.
This is just.
Your parents are hot. I've committed
Yeah,
crimes.
I have to post this first. But,
Would. Tonight's episode.
What?
Everybody wants to bang Flint's parents. Who becomes Flint's third parent?
since Malachi's the one
I mean,
next
I'm
to
already his third
Kadan.
parent.
Since Malachi's the one next to Kadan.
Mhm.
When Kadan kind of like clicks at Flint's mom just out, like just literally talking about his other mom, he's kind of like a little upset. It's just like
Aw.
Okay. All right. As
Kind of like nudge Kadan a little bit.
you what?
Like nudge him a little bit.
Kadan just kind of turns to look another way.
as she wraps her arms, oh my God, oh Flint, oh, and she like squeezes you tight. Who are all these people? Are you allowed to be here? As she gestures towards the wanted board that is right next to all of you. There
I look down the posters.
there are new.
Are you allowed to be here? What is
There are new posters on this board. Like on the board, you see all your old posters from the arena. It's about 6 months old. But you do see one poster, a larger poster that has all 7 of you on it.
That's available in the NightmareNexus store?
That is available to buy, yes, in the NightmareNexus store. But I'm throwing it. Oh, I threw it in world maps accidentally. No. Well, it's in there now.
How fucking dare you?
Fair enough.
Wait,
Deleting
where's
it.
doing?
Deleting it.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no! Now we're no longer wanted. Yay!
Yeah, you know, yeah, wanted. Wanted, gone. But you see the poster up on the board that states, "Wanted, the 7 devils for crimes of piracy, theft, terrorism and murder for 5,000 gold pieces, dead or alive.
Malachi's looking at it. Is that a devil?
Probably shouldn't be here. Or we're laying fairly low. But you know, we had business to take care of here. We had to. And you know, it has its perks. It's good to see you.
It's good. Who are all your friends and your eye? Oh, is it infected?
She's like kind of like
No,
prying your eyeball open.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
Una
Oh,
quietly shaking
God.
her head like yes. I told
No,
you,
He's
yes.
very sick.
Everything is fine.
She,
Mom, these are my friends.
she goes around and she hugs each of you. One
Yeah, it's gonna
by
happen.
one.
I'll
Yeah,
say
yeah.
By
their names
one.
as everyone hugs. I don't know, for every hug that happens.
Kadan, do you allow the hug?
He shakes her hands.
Okay. She like just nods and steps back and holds hands with Eshram. I'm Amelia. Oh, it's so good to see you, and you've grown so much. Have you been eating? You're thin.
Yeah. Oh, I've been eating fine, Mom. I
Okay.
have.
Well, have you had a chance to go and see the bishop and make sure that like everything's good with the eye? You might have gotten a curse while you were out there.
Everything is fine with the eye.
Una quietly still nodding her head yes.
Something like that,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. I worry. Well, all your friends
You
seem
know.
so nice and
They're great.
she kind of like whispers like, I can't tell if the ones with the horns are like us or different. Are they tieflings?
Not tiefling. No.
Okay.
She's so cute.
Mom.
I'll be whatever she wants.
I'll be whatever you want to be, mommy.
Everybody's just like, bark, 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 bark.
Sorry to interrupt. Wait, do I know what religion
Sorry,
the bishop
mommy,
is here?
sorry.
You don't.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Who is the god of the church?
Oh well, it's a bit of taboo with the coalition because they couldn't. I don't really understand all the politics of it all, but it's a church of the Great Dragon, but Bahamut.
Oh.
The coalition, it's not in the approved listings of coalition religions, but it's also not banned. It's kind of like this little middle ground, and it's been a church of Bahamut for so long, well before Flint was even born, that they just never changed it when they took over the town. So yes, it's wonderful. It's a very, very fine church. It's beautiful. It has a beautiful cemetery to honor the dead. Beautiful services almost daily.
I wouldn't mind going with you, Flint.
Oh, would you all join?
Of course.
I would absolutely love all of you. Flint didn't bring many friends and partners around, so I would love to have people around.
Man, we would love to go to church, wouldn't we, Malachi?
Oh, and then Flint, they could come for dinner. Would you all like a nice home-cooked meal?
Yeah,
That
just
sounds amazing.
Okay.
great. Yep, everybody.
I come over and start patting Flint. Absolutely, Flint. Yeah, we're going to church. We're going to your
Yep.
house.
Is
Absolutely.
there
Good old Sunday dinner and shit.
is it
Nice.
potluck day?
Having the crew over for dinner, eh, Cap?
You're a captain! Oh, she like wraps her arms around. She's like jumping and she's like holding you.
Cute. She's so cute.
As you would hear the gong, Gung.
Well, we
No,
can't
look
be
at that.
late for
It's time
church.
for church. Yep. Get me
Uh,
to church on
I look
time.
over at Magnus. I just give him a nod.
I'm a church girl. Go to church.
As with that, we're gonna go on break. As you make your way here, all the way up the long and winding staircase carved into the side of a mountain, up to the cathedral that looks down on the rest of Ruinswick. This church is beautiful, old and very weathered from its many, many years sitting up here. You can see next to the church is the home of the bishop and a very beautifully laid out graveyard with an older section that could very much need some care. The last time Malachi, Kadan, and Flint, you were here, you visited the old bishop who tends these grounds, and it makes sense that some of the graveyard is a bit forgotten about, as he is the only one who works here. There is a grave digger, but his job is to bury the bodies and not tend to everything else around. But the church itself, it's since you've last been here, has seemed to have gotten a bit of a cleanup. A lot of the moss and overgrowth has been cleaned up. The path has been tidied a bit. Like, it looks like there's been some care done to the grounds themselves, just not that section of the garden. As people kind of flood past you and begin to go in with some type of mass services fairly frequently, it's not going to be super packed. Like, there's going to be people there, but it's not going to be an incredibly busy church day as you all get ready to head inside. Amelia kind of looks at all of you. She like fixes Asta's hair and kind of like brushes it back, and it springs up a bit again. She's like, all right. She fixes Flint's eyebrows and tussles his hair a bit. She's like, oh, it's so long. And she kind of just tidies you all up as you're all going in armor and with weapons. Just making sure you're all presentable.
I look great.
You do. She doesn't touch you at all. All right. Is this okay? I know. Yeah. I know not all of you are religious, but well, my Eshram here isn't either. But he goes to humor me, and well, the bishop is a very kind man. Very welcome.
Well, we all adore Flint, so.
Such good friends, Captain. After, is there anything everybody likes? I'll make people's favorites as long as I can find it in the market after church. I'm willing to make anything for your friends here.
Well, just make whatever Flint likes. We'll eat it.
Yeah,
None
this
of
is
us.
All right.
Special. What
Yeah.
I was expecting.
Oh, that's
As
so cute, Magnus.
as you all head inside the church, where do you want to sit? As you look inside.
Front row and center. No,
I was about to say
Oh,
Uda will go
no.
straight to the front.
All of us giant fucks in the front.
Right? Everybody else.
How
the person behind, like,
fuck. And then you.
At the movie theater being like, fuck.
they're like,
Oh,
Hail
hey.
Mary, fully great.
Actually, do I see my peeps as I come right?
You do, and they're she shouldn't be sitting there. She's sitting
These
here.
coalition guards here.
Time to come.
There are coalition soldiers. Most of them have their helmets off, their weapons to their side, hoods off, hats off, things like that, except for the ones up at the front here. They are standing guard. Not in the pews, but next to the heavily fur-cloaked man at the very front.
I come and sit
Isn't
next
that
to
much
Ela.
options.
As you go, she kind of nods for you to go sit somewhere else.
Oh.
You see the distance between her and Sir Dumani, and you kind of get that they're like trying not to draw attention and spread themselves out a bit.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then I we're trying not to draw digital, sit second row.
All right.
I'll pick up this book, I guess.
It's just
I
the.
guess, yeah.
It's
Where
just
would mom and dad be sitting?
fucking front row center.
I guess I'm sitting with them.
As you begin walking in the church, you hear the organ being played. You see a man up at the front wearing very nice robes. A young man with long brown hair pulled into a ponytail. A very kind of welcoming, kind of relaxed face. Just not smiling, but just like a very kind of calm expression on his face as he's welcoming people in, just giving them a nod, getting the book ready as people begin stepping into the church. You don't recognize this man, Flint, Malachi. This is a completely different individual from the bishop you met before.
That isn't him, right? I looked to who's next to me.
Where is...
No one.
Rip.
Where is everyone?
Yeah, where's everyone pick out where they're sitting. I'm gonna just
Most
grab...
of us are
I'm
like
gonna-
over here.
I'm just gonna grab
I was
this.
like, I'm looking around,
I'm
and
next
I'm
to Magnus.
I'm pretty sure I would know not to stick
Right here.
out. So
When it was
Oh yeah, you guys can sit wherever. It's just the like the paladins.
Sit next to my kids in church and be like,
Yeah, you can sit. You all can sit together. It's just your Uno's paladin companions don't want to all sit together because they
I'll
stick
sit
out like a
next to
sore thumb.
Magnus. And then I'll be like, wait, isn't that's not the same person, right?
Mom, who is that?
Just one second. Just let me grab let me grab his photo here.
Sorry, not Magnus. I leaned forward to Flint, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Oh,
There we go.
Welcome back, friend.
What happened? What do you mean?
Fuck? I don't. Huh? My Discord just restarted.
Oh,
Whack.
yeah, very whack. All right, I posted the photo of the man.
Guy?
The guy, yeah.
I don't trust him.
As you lean forward to Flint, being like, "Who the fuck is that?" Flint, you're just kind of there. You lean over to your mom, who's just enamored and sitting there, very, very attentive, posture straight. Your father leans over. It's a new bishop. Came about a month ago when the old bishop he drags his finger across his neck, just
He died?
yeah, he kicked the bucket, something face.
Natural causes or?
Yeah, he was like 110.
Well, yeah.
Jesus.
But you never know. Maybe there was something nefarious. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the nefarious thing is the fact that he lived to 110.
All right, Dad.
Bishop Archibald, the former bishop. In case you were trying to remember his name. Is everybody placed where they're gonna be sitting? Where's Kadan? Oh, Kadan's just chilling at the back.
Yeah.
Okay. As the ominous crows outside caw ominously. The bishop at the front of the church kind of puts his hands on the pew and just lets out a heavy sigh as he looks out to the crowd. As he smiles, I see there are warm, fresh faces here today. That makes me so happy to see new people deciding to come to our congregation. I know that this town has gone through many hardships over the years. I know that the town itself has seen changes, and that people themselves wish to avoid change. Change is something that brings fear, unease, mistrust, as he begins kind of walking around the podium, kind of down the aisle, looking at each and every one of you. When I was asked to come and replace Bishop Archibald, I wanted nothing more than to uphold his ways, to uphold the faith and the loyal congregation that he crafted. I know that it cannot be easy accepting a new priest into your heart. Some people frequent the same church every single day, and I have been with you over the course of this month, easing you into the process of a new beginning, helping you pray to the great dragon, helping you re-find your faith, or helping some of you discover faith you did not know you had. It makes me oh so happy to see each and every one of you here. Old, as he looks to certain people in the crowd, and new, as he looks to some of you, as he turns around and starts kind of heading back. Faith! Faith is what holds us together in these trying times. We are a nation at war, and it is her warmth that will bring us together. The warmth of the great dragon that will bring us closer. That even if the war is at our doorstep, we can pray that the dragon will call us home. Will make sure that each and every one of us remains unified, no matter how many horrors come to our doorstep. Now, I wish each and every one of you knew an old, whether you are part of our congregation, every single day, to come up and give blessings. Please. All are welcome here. Whether the great dragon is your god or not, everyone deserves to be blessed. As he smiles and holds out his hands, as people begin to get up kind of one by one. Most people stay in their seats, so blessings are not for everybody, but people begin to line up as your dad goes to lean back, Flint. He's pulled up by your mom, kind of grumbles as he walks on by. Does anybody go up to get blessings? All right.
For funny goofies, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, let's go. For funny goofies, let's do it.
And stand behind Alexi.
Let's go, Asta.
And I just
Let's go.
Just go, Alex. Because he doesn't like.
Oh, he hates it. He's like, you hear this like. Did I post a picture of him?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I'm gonna go right beside it'll be Malachi then me. I'll be like, I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and be like, is it a little fucked up for the person that eats dragons to get blessed by dragon gold?
You know, I never thought of that. It's fine.
That is Sir Alexi Dumani.
You're just eating the true body and blood of Christ, you know?
I was like,
Do we have a wafer at the end of this?
right, wafer and wine. Be like, this is not what dragon tastes like.
This is not. Tastes like paper.
The Baron.
You have a dog in church?
I was gonna say, as you watch the large man, he's rather burly, walk forward. He's wearing like kind of like a greaves, sabatons, as well as like a breastplate. You see a dog kind of like right at his heel, walking in between his legs. The man himself has very defined widow's peak, short hair, a long kind of striped beard. Flint, you would know this as a Baron Castilian. He would give your mother a nod as he stands at the very front of the line. He's a rather nice man. A reluctant baron is what he is considered as he does not wish to be baron of Ruinswick. If you wish to relay why, that's on you.
I recognize the bishop, don't I?
Yeah, you've met this bishop before. When you first came into town, there was a funeral procession for the old bishop.
Yeah.
And he was leading it.
I thought so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just grabbing the Baron's little picture. I'm just gonna screenshot it. I'm not even gonna get the fancy one, 'cause I just forgot to do it. There you go. There's him and his dog.
Cute.
This little puppy. As he makes his way up, and the guards kind of stand very stoically watching the crowd. You can see their eyes scanning, just kind of watching the alley, or watching the aisle itself. Make sure nobody's doing anything suspicious. As the bishop, the Baron slowly walks up to the bishop and they grabs each other's hands. You hear there's a very quiet murmuring, very quiet blessing. He nods. He kind of goes to kneel, and you watch the bishop try to stop him, but he shakes his head, and the Baron kneels, gets down on one knee. The blessing continues, and then the bishop turns around and takes a small cup of wine, and they sip it, puts it back, and the Baron, pushing on his cane, very slowly gets up, kind of bends his right knee a little bit, and just turns around, gives a nod, walks by, and kind of gives another nod to Flint's mother as he walks by, and a few people greet him in line as he's just, hello, 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 pleasure to meet you, hello, hello.
Is
Gives-
his cane a gun?
No, that's just a cane.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that not many cane options in Hero Forge.
It looks like a very long pistol.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason, the only, like, basic cane, they grab it in the fucking middle. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. His model has the same cane as, the O'Connell with a cane.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, for the sake of brevity, you watch as your father goes up, he gets blessed, he goes and sits back down. You kind of watch him grumbling as he sits back down next to you, Flint. Wine always tastes like shit. As your mom gets blessed, and she just spends a minute talking with the bishop, and he kind of takes her hand. You watch your dad sit up a little bit as he very calmly smiles. The bishop calmly smiles at your mother, and they exchange a bit of a longer blessing as she goes and sits back down. This individual that Magnus, Flint, and Malachi recognize as the unique animal vendor who's got a little pseudo dragon wrapped around his shoulder, goes up, gets blessed, denies the wine, and goes and sits back down.
Wait, he's from Tagora, the animal vendor? Or no?
No.
You said Magnus.
Sorry, not Magnus. I meant Malachi. That was my bad.
Okay.
That was my slip up. I was looking over at your model because you twitched, and I was like, oh, is he gonna spin? Alexei goes up, takes the wine, sits down. Uno.
It's me.
You go up and grabs your hands, shakes it very firmly. It is a pleasure to see such a wonderful, fresh face. You are a paladin, a warrior.
We're shaking hands?
Yep.
Oh no. Do I just call you Bishop?
I am. If you wish to be more, less formal with me, you could call me Bishop Savanti.
Bishop Savanti.
Savati. Svaty.
Okay. You're very beautiful.
Blinks a few times at you and
It's like something that inspires paintings.
may the great dragon bless this poor soul for all sins and misdeeds they have committed or will soon commit. Guard them on fields of battle and fields of triumph. May her watchful eye guide you as he goes and hands you the wine.
Take a sip.
It's very bitter. You go and sit back down. The guards go and end up getting the same treatment and then going and sitting back down. As for this random little individual, Malachi.
Uh-huh.
Do you walk up and take the blessing?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Also, can I sense any fey, fiend, or undead?
Sure.
I'm gonna sniff around. Not like that, but...
Oh. You just
Is it
walk.
perception?
Yep.
17.
Okay.
Walk up. Oh, you stink.
It's like
like a cat.
yeah. As you walk on up to the bishop, it's the same ordeal, the same blessing. He takes your hand and kind of greets you, begins the blessing. As you're kind of observing, I'm gonna ask everybody to go down into whispers, please, except for Malachi.
Nothing happens. What? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I
Goodbye.
don't wanna.
Get down. Get down there.
Stinky.
Yeah, no, nothing. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just want to fuck with them.
Yeah, I just want to fuck with him. No. As you grab his hand, as you're getting this blessing, you're trying to observe. You're trying to cast Fey Fiend and Undead to try to just get an air of what this strange situation is. The replacement of a bishop is no small deal. But your heart begins to flutter.
Oh.
As he's handing you the wine, as he's smiling at you with this calm and reassuring face, your hands begin to shake. Your knees begin to buckle. A scent that was blocked by the smell of fish, whiskey, gunpowder, armor grease. A scent you haven't smelt in some time. A scent that still drives a chill up your spine. Her scent wafts off of him, as if she was standing a mere few feet in front of you, offering you a glass of wine. It's not her. But she's been here, she's been near him, something. As you kind of absently stutter and stammer, you take the wine and almost this autopilot and head back to your seat.
Do I drink it?
You can hold it in your mouth or you can spit it out, but it is wine that has blood in it. I like how... Okay. Everybody went down to Highboard.
Ah!
Goodbye.
Ankles? Hello?
Welcome back!
Back in video, so I'm not alone.
As, yeah, you head back to where you were sitting. Malachi kind of
sure everything was fine.
stumbles away. He walks up to. You walk up, Asta.
Oh, did we at least hear the blessing that he gave him? or
It's
no?
it's the same blessing as everybody else. Yeah.
Okay.
It's identical. He goes and he shakes your hand. Ah, you are very unique, my friend. It's a pleasure to have you. So many strong warriors in the church today. As he goes and he gives you the blessing and he hands you the wine. As your
Can I
hands
smell it?
touch. Yeah, it smells like wine.
Mm.
Maybe
My hands touch
maybe
wine.
gone wrong, like gone stale.
Yeah.
As your hands touch his, as you're taking the cup, you would feel a shimmer as your necklace kind of pulses a bit.
I'm just going to politely hand the cup back without taking a sip.
That is okay. The blessings of her watchful eye fall upon you, child.
Something kills me that doesn't taste like the blood of a dragon anyways.
It
And I'll walk back.
It is symbolic. It is only wine. As he takes and finishes off the rest of it, you hear a slight laughter come about the room. I understand that not a lot of you can come every single day. That is a lot to ask of the common person when tithes have to be paid. Work needs to be done. But those of you that come, that I remember your faces as you return each and every day, it warms my heart as it beats for each and every one of you, as it hopes and prays for each and every one of you. These times are tough, but we will get through them together. Won't we? As you hear, like, kind of people murmuring, like, talking amongst themselves, like, yeah, everything's gonna be okay. By her watchful eye and her grace, the great dragon prevails. As he puts his hands in front of him, and everybody all murmurs together. The great dragon prevails, as people begin to get up, and some go to the bishop and shake his hand, thank him for the services, and leave. He begins packing up the Bible up at the front here, kind of greeting anybody who does walk up to him as they step up. Your mother walks on over. You hear your father sigh as she talks to the bishop for quite some time.
While we're waiting there for his mother, I'm gonna nudge Malachi and whisper and talk in his head. Something's off here.
Malachi is like visibly shaking.
What?
I see you figured it out too then, huh?
Among other things.
Can we tell the others?
I mean, I'm like right
Wait.
beside you guys. I'm sure I can hear, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking in his head.
Oh,
Magnus would have
Oh,
noticed first Malachi when he returned.
Don't you worry. I'm going to talk to the two religious ones after about this too.
I'm gonna go with Kajan.
to get up and kind of step off.
And as I stand up, I'm gonna prod at Magnus and Uno's mind and tell them something's off here. We should talk outside.
From where I'm at. Actually, hold on. Let me do some measuring. 35? Okay. Gotta check my sheet. Continue.
Okay.
But I want to channel divinity. Yeah, within 60 feet. So he's in my range.
Sure. What are you checking?
You can detect good and evil, and I can detect celestial fiend and undead.
All right.
Since Asta says something's off.
As you kind of channel that, you watch as Alexi walks up. The two begin talking and kind of laughing with each other. This is the first time you've ever seen Sir Alexi Dumani
Oh,
crack a
then I'm
smile.
going up there.
as the two
Absolutely.
are talking just about faith and about God and about the great
As I
dragon.
step up, I'm just like, Alex.
This is official business. We can speak after.
To me?
Yes.
Okay. Just kind of give him a nod. You don't need me tonight for anything, right?
No.
Okay. Then I go.
As I was saying, as the two like go back to talking, and he's super chummy and like very fake, but like it's like that, like a teacher talking to a student they don't like, and then going back to talking with a fellow teacher, like yeah. As each of you begin to leave, your parents stepping out, as your mom Flint stops by Kadan.
Mhm.
Are you all right? She puts a hand on your hand.
Elon just looks down at it.
What's your
I'm fine.
favorite meal? Or favorite baked good? I want to make you your favorite thing.
Kinda just like everything.
Well, I can make everything. There's nothing you miss, something you don't get to have often. You just got that I need a cake kind of face.
You don't have salmon here.
We do.
I guess salmon then.
All right. Salmon it is. She like squeezes your hand and walks out with everybody.
Is Malachi coming to talk to me? Or was I
Uh,
tripping? I thought I heard him say that.
yeah, he said he was walking over to Kadan, and then I think he's outside now.
Okay.
Yeah, I just stopped by Kadan and was like standing by him, but then I eventually just walked out.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry, before I walk out, if I see Ela here.
I
can't...
she would step out
Where
with
did I
you.
go? Oh, there I am.
Can
Okay.
can I make an intelligence check for something?
Sure.
I want to message you what it is. I just want to see if Kadan is smart enough to notice.
Yeah, of course.
I just say, listening. I know now why we didn't sit together.
I had my suspicions. A church like this being able to stand still under the coalition's rule is bizarre, to say the least. It is weird. However, I didn't see anything wrong other than the fact that he got too money to smile.
You know, I just caught a bad scent.
Oh, what did you catch?
I sort of look around me. I motion her to come down to me. She's tall. Something fiend and undead.
She just looks at you very concerned as the church doors close. You watch as kind of Alexi. People are all out. I'm just not deleting all the minis. Alexi's like, I'm going to be a while. I'm going to speak with the bishop on official matters.
Got it, Alex.
Fucking, as you hear him like mumble.
Ela, do you want to come with us?
3 is a crowd, and there are 9 of you. I'm going to go back to the tavern and have a nice quiet meal.
Okay. Be careful.
Glad you are okay, Magnus. She just stares at you.
Yes.
She doesn't smile. She just gives you a nod. She's a very like neutral expression individual.
I never mind, I'm not gonna do that.
What?
I was gonna say I take her empty sleeve and shake it like I'm shaking a hand.
She like looks at you and just, haha, that is funny. And she walks away. All right. As you all are kind of standing outside. Malachi, your hands are still just trembling.
I'm gonna walk up to him and kind of pat him. So what did you
Malachi's trying to do one of the techniques that Kadan taught him to try to calm down. It's not working.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not fooling me. Yeah.
Shall we leave the premises of the chapel here?
Yeah, that'd be really great.
It might be a good idea.
Is
Yeah.
it just me, or
And-
did it feel weird in there?
It's
No,
fucking
it's
off
not
the moment we went in there.
I'm just gonna kind of look towards Flint's parents and then look to everybody and do this.
And do what? Sorry?
Just kind of
Do
finger
the
over the mouth,
violent
like
thing.
maybe wait for them to leave.
Yes or no?
I'm like, oh,
Where?
Mr. and Mrs. Lockhart, we just have to go check on my son and my girlfriend, and then we'll come to your house.
Okay. We'll get dinner ready.
Oh, perfect. Sounds good. Flint knows the way, so we shouldn't be long.
Yeah.
Your father pulls you aside, Flint.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is her idea, and it's gonna make her right, but do you have a little extra coin so we can fund this whole ordeal? Things are still, just as rough as they were when you left.
Sure. Yeah. How much do you think?
Do I hear this?
Whatever you can spare, however much you think all this will cost.
Okay.
Does Una hear this?
Yeah.
I give him 50 gold.
I'd be looking at them. Would I see them giving money too?
Yeah. The mother is
I would
like already
also walk
stepped
up.
off and kind of is like walking.
I just
I'd
kind of
walk up
slip
and
it in
give
his
him,
hand, you know, that like
Discreetly.
little handshake of
Yeah.
like, great to meet you, Mr. Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the money.
I'd walk up and give them whatever gold I had as well.
Okay.
I'd give another 50 as well.
He just kind of seems like you can tell he's like trying not to cry. As like 50 gold
Oh,
is like what he makes in a
lot.
year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As he just puts the coin in his pouch and just gives you a nod. Just gives you a tight hug, Flint. And then a hug to you, Uno, and a hug to you, Asta, and he
Yeah.
catches up with his wife.
No, what were you going to say?
Just about what you said. We are going to talk about that, but not here. Understand?
Okay.
You guys want to go back to my safe house where there's no prying eyes?
The graveyard is empty.
Let's go back to your safe house.
Like, I don't trust being in graveyards.
I was gonna say I only suggest that because there is not enough space for you all to fit in the safe house. It is cramped.
Just-
That one
we
room
just-
in Concordia.
Listen, we just need to be away from the chapel. Let's just head
Yeah,
to
it's mostly. It
Flint's
wasn't like
parents'
we
house and we'll
we
talk
should go
about it.
in. More like a go away from this chapel because we
Yeah.
don't trust it.
I want to check out the grave.
And the tavern's too loud and there's too many prying ears.
Oh, is the
and
Baron
eyes.
still here?
He's like off. I just didn't move him properly. He's off looking at
Oh,
the
okay.
overlook, just kind of staring out into the ocean.
If we
Wait.
go deep enough in the graveyard, there's enough room, but okay.
I mean, yeah, you can go deep into the graveyard if you wish. Like where? I just need to know where you guys are going.
Okay, if you
Where-
guys trust being this close.
The minute we get
I
attacked from the
don't.
graveyard.
Why are we so interested in the graveyard, Malachi? I know you like your bones, but
Free bow.
I
Can we
just
tell
want-
Malachi looks stressed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I sort of
I just
gently take
Want to
his hand.
check something?
All
Huh?
right. Let's go. to
All
the
right.
graveyard.
Let's
yeah,
go.
let's go then. What do you want to check?
open graves.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yeah, when we get into the graveyard, I look at him. I go, Magnus, all of you, we all know that. She looks around, make sure there's no coalition. The
There's
Sinclair
absolutely nobody around.
and Cobb have a certain condition. Gives me sort of sense.
This is different. Very different.
Yeah,
deal.
no, I know it's different, but she's just saying, I get a sense of a fiend and undead in there.
I can tell you it's coming from the bishop, and I'll tap my stone. Lets
Well,
me
sure.
know when there's magic.
Surely both can't be the bishop.
Your stone
lets you know what,
vibrates with any sort of intense magical energy.
It only went off after I touched his hand. This thing lets know when there's powerful magic.
Okay. Do you think that there were other undead there, and then
I
the
wouldn't-
bishop,
How did
maybe
it-
the
how did it
gods,
feel
and the
to
bishop?
me?
Question.
That bishop's got devil vibes written all over him.
Parasitic and controlling.
He reminds me of the sadist.
It says I know the location, so
In front of you and about 140 feet down.
What?
Wait, what?
Something under the church.
So something in front of you was undead, and something 140 feet down was fiendish, or vice versa. You don't know. You don't know which one's which because they were perpendicular to each other.
So we can't tell which one was what.
Yeah, because they were on top of each other. They were both big column of bad vibes. As you are walking through the graveyard, you don't see any empty graves. You do notice that there are statues of Bahamut, or the form of Bahamut. The aspect of Bahamut known as Talos, a very old champion, dragonborn champion of Bahamut, from ages and ages ago.
Is there scripture on the statues?
Yeah. It would be Talos, the first fate touched, the platinum protector, things like that. These statues are different than the one out in front of the church.
Different how?
The one in front of the church was 3 guardians that were back to back, so close that it almost looked like one 3-headed creature.
As I'm holding Malachi's hand, I go, "What's the matter?"
I mean, if we've said it, there's undead, but there's fiendish presence. I smelled something on him, that I haven't smelled for a very long time.
What was it?
My ex?
Huh?
That's a weird thing to smell here.
You afraid
Yeah.
of them?
It's everyone's
Well-
passive perceptions.
14.
11.
14.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. Oh, Mint's not here. You don't got the. I smell danger. You would notice as you're close to these woods that they are very dense, ominous, and there is dense spider webs in them.
Oh my god!
You can see it in the trees.
Spider-Man's been.
See Spider-Man's in here webbing about.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick before we pass the spooky webs.
There's a gate.
The spooky web.
Yeah, you stop at this gate here in the forest of Spooge.
Ew.
I
Do you,
I do my divine sense again.
yeah, technically.
I sort of look way back to Malachite. Malachite, you can tell us.
So, I told Kidon and Flint that, is a whole different story, that I'm probably being tracked down, not sure, really, by my old blood hunter guild. So that's one thing. But, after, leaving them, I tried to go somewhere else, and between that, there was a time where I met a woman named Exandra, and she helped take care of me. And between that time, I can't really remember a lot of it. She was a vampire, I found out. She's also a witch. And she really wasn't, the most welcomed by the town we were by. And so essentially, I became her guard dog. But
Is that how you have the? And I do like claw motions.
no, that was a different event beforehand. There's a lot.
And so you smelled her on him.
Yeah. I thought maybe
Meaning he's a vampire of her. Or...
I don't know. I don't know if it's because maybe he is a vampire of her, or maybe he's been in contact with her recently.
Right.
When you went up to him, did he give you any sort of look?
No, but in the wine there was blood.
Right.
She's not.
Explains why it
was?
smelt off.
There is
Oh.
blood. So whoever's drinking from the wine has drinking blood.
The
So,
reason...
like, what happens if you drink vampire blood?
I don't know if it's vampire blood.
I know it's not for certain, but, like, let's just say it is. For argument's sake.
DM, do I know what happens?
So typically that is a way to become a thrall. You don't get any powers per se, but you are under the guise and control of the vampire's blood that you drank.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna touch myself.
Yeah.
Cast lesser restoration. Just...
Whoa! Whoa!
Hey, whoa! I'm gonna cast lesser restoration. Do I feel any different?
No?
Oh. So it's not like a
Listen,
poison
if she's
effect.
here,
Did you, like, end on bad terms?
I mean, So, I said I'm getting chased down by my guild. They found me there, and, kind of woke me up from everything that was happening between me and her. And I ran away. The last thing I remember is her screaming.
Oh,
For
she
you?
trying to kill you then, is what you're saying.
I don't know.
So the blood hunters, were they trying to kill you when they released you?
Oh, they're definitely trying to kill me.
Oh.
That's a different thing, though.
There's a lot of people who want you dead.
There's multiple people that do.
I feel like now is a good time to mention why I'm here with my 2 companions. We were sent here by the Platinum Isle because a mass chromatic dragon presence was felt in Ruinswick.
How fun.
What does that mean?
This doesn't sound familiar to me, does it?
You would be aware that chromatic dragons are, through your teachings, in your training, chromatic dragons are all the alleged children of Tiamat. So usually, where there's a mass chromatic dragon presence, the either a chromatic dragon or a dragon orb is near. Even your organization hunts out dragon orbs because they're just very powerful items to have and can turn the tides of many battles. The Hungry Rebellion wants them to try to get rid of some of the dragons in...
It generally means nothing good, though, right?
Yeah, genuinely, dragon orbs is usually a bad time.
Kadon, it means nothing good is happening here.
Yeah, my order is interested in that stuff, but I don't know if I exactly trust them.
So
Did you notice the statues? They're different in this graveyard than they are at the church, and you said that the church is also newly refurbished. The moss was cleared since the last you've been here.
So we
Three-headed dragon versus just Bahamut. Bahamut's not a three-headed dragon.
No, and you said there's fiend present, right? Well, wasn't Tiamat sealed away down
from
in the hell?
Hell, yes.
So possibility that there is dragon orb for Tiamat or possible hole to hell.
So are we killing this guy?
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
Well, I guess we're killing the bishop.
So we're killing this guy.
Not the idea.
It's just what I wanted to know.
Magnus, were you trying to open this this gate? Because I opened it and then you didn't do anything with it, so then I closed it again.
Yeah. No, you can close it.
Okay.
We're going to be late for that dinner anyway. I suppose we shouldn't do any more exploring around here. Although
I mean, I bought
there are
us
some lovely trees over there in the other
Yeah.
courtyard of the graveyard, and
You guys have
very interesting the splooge forest to explore here.
the cum forest.
There were ghosts everywhere.
You know what? I will open the door.
As you push on, as you push on the gate, Jenny, it came in the forest, Jenny. To the
Magnus,
trees.
don't go
As
too far.
yes, you fucking big spider a giant wolfman spider like just grabs Magnus and pulls him into a hole.
Thank you.
Make a new character. As you creak open this gate, it is rusted shut, and it just slowly opens, almost falling off of its hinges as it does. Looking out into the forest, you see the thick web sprawling the ground, and in between the trees, numerous spiders crawl all over the trees. Varying types and sizes, and as you kind of like come forward, you have like a little lantern with you as it's getting darker and the sun is now
I
setting.
have dark vision.
I'll just light up my axe.
Okay, he lights up his axe. Someone's illuminated, so I needed to do this for. As the light comes closer, you watch the ground begin to move as hundreds of spiders start moving away from the light.
Man, Stumpy would have
Why
a
are we
field day
going in
here.
there?
No, we're not going in. I wanted to see.
But what
I'm
if
gonna
we
like
did
put
go in?
the axe closer to the ground to see if they just got her all away.
Oh yeah, they skitter away. The webs that are on the ground are like normal. If you've ever seen that photo of Australia in the springtime where there's like the webs just coating the ground, they're like of normal size. The ones in the trees can get up to as thick as ropes.
I grab one.
And
Is that smart?
you can
Ropes.
you can pull on it. It's wet and sticky.
Bleh.
As most ropes are.
God damn it.
Sick. Can I like take a sample with me?
Sure, you cut off a
Like, can I get,
chunk.
like a vial or something I can borrow?
Hey, that spider worked really hard on that web, and you just.
Do you want to
ripped its
wait and
home.
ask them when they come back, or?
I would love to, and I hand her.
I'm sure you just pulled the web, so I'm sure they're on the way.
What?
What?
You know that's how it works, right? Yeah.
Do you listen?
Come on, guys, you did it.
Do you listen?
I already did it. I already
you already
did
did
it.
I'm listening.
Magnus closes the gates and leaves. As you're listening out into the trees, you would just hear this. It echoes throughout the woods.
They're coming?
This is a
coming.
splurge forest.
They're coming.
There are
Ropes of web all
They
over
touched the rope. They're coming.
They've touched the vine. You've touched it. He came.
He's gonna go, that's fuck shit for another time. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
I'm so intrigued. But
As we both
also
get fucking ripped into the forest.
freaked out.
You would see the shimmering of little red eyes get closer as the light pulls away from the woods.
And you know what? I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah.
it here.
You know, Malachi, I didn't think you'd be one to have problem with spiders.
You know, I really don't. But I also just had to, deal with like PTSD right now, and I'm not really in the mood.
Are you exploring
No,
any
that's
more of
fair.
the graveyard? Or we're heading straight to Flint's house for dinner?
I want to see this real quick. It looks pretty.
Okay. Yeah, you go and look around. There's this like beautiful kind of wait, where'd you go?
Is that a
Okay.
mausoleum?
It is a mausoleum. It is a mausoleum you would see on the door for Bishop Archibald. It is the old bishop you met's mausoleum. This is where he's buried.
Is it locked?
Yes.
Anyone fucking pick a lock?
It's not like pickable. It's like sealed. Like the door is sealed shut. They don't want anyone going in there. Because he was recently buried and they don't want anybody to do weird shit with his corpse.
There's some fuck shit in there.
I was like, when I first got to town here, his funeral was happening, so that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, they were building this. You would have seen them building the mausoleum in the background. You come over here and you'd see this is some old church grounds where they.
Actually, I say that out loud. I was gonna, what the fuck is this
What
place?
the fuck is this?
You see this is
what I was
some
interested in.
old church grounds as well as kind of like a pedestal area where walking up onto it you see there's some like old dried blood.
Those are the stacked up
How
gravestones.
Like very old. Like it's stained the stone and
Oh.
borderline brown. A lot of these gravestones are like excess graves that have been like dug up or moved or like long since
Rude.
they, more of like these were graves that were defaced and they're trying to like reorganize and make sure that they still have a place. Flint, you'd be aware as you're coming over here. The graveyard used to be near the marshlands, and when the marsh flooded one year when you were very young, like a baby, your father would have told you about this. A lot of the bodies washed away, and so did a lot of the gravestones. So they kind of keep these gravestones here with the people that washed away as like a remembrance to them, but they know that they'll never be able to get like those bodies back and those graves back. So that's why they moved the grave up onto the mountain near the church. So even if Ruinwick itself's flood, no body's going anywhere.
Can I, like, tap the butt end of my axe? Here, is it hollow underneath?
As you it sounds like a big heavy stone. It doesn't sound hollow now.
Okay.
As you go to try this door, it locked. It's from the inside, it seems.
Also...
Sealed?
Yeah.
No.
Or is it just locked?
Locked from the inside. This looks like the basement entrance to the bishop's home.
Yo, are we about to bacon and eggs?
Yeah, I feel like it.
If we had
They
Stumpy,
just
we could
like
take
pull it
it
on the
right now.
door of someone's home.
Maybe we shouldn't do this right now. We should probably regroup
Right.
and
Let's come up with a more.
and maybe if
Like
we're going to do
sticking
that,
off my
we
head.
bring Stumpy because he's very good with locks.
Okay.
Well, to dinner, I guess.
Yeah, can
As-
you pick us up, DM?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying to gather you all
Nothing
here.
cool about this tree and big pedestal here.
They're just
Magnus climbed up.
that's just kind of like the centerpiece. As you're like standing up on that, it feels like another old mausoleum. You can see that there's like old writing on it, in Celestial, if you can read Celestial.
I can.
This is the mausoleum of the royal family of Ruinswick, of like the Ruinswick family.
Oh.
Big old tree here.
Yeah, they
Malachi. What do you think of
there-
that tree?
there's an inscription to the Dawn Father and the Wild Mother on that mausoleum.
Oh,
What tree?
that tree over the top of that overgrown mausoleum.
Does it look?
The massive
Familiar.
tree right in
Yeah.
the middle.
It's big. It's very nice.
Not a fey tree though. I just remember that one time we were in the
Not-
jungle. All of a sudden there was a fey tree just out of nowhere.
not a fey tree, no, but definitely a very like tree of
It's
significance.
a cool tree.
Yeah.
A really cool tree.
Yeah, it's huge, and
you
it's
could
just so happened to be growing on the mausoleum.
You could surmise that like with the blessings of the Wild Mother, that there was maybe like, you know, it being a mausoleum to this family that prayed to the Wild Mother, it just grew a little extra.
Mm.
Yeah. As you make your way over to Flint's family home. Oh God, I've lost his mother.
No.
No.
The bishop.
Yeah, the bishop.
I took
Damn it.
Da-da-da.
So it begins.
So it
Yeah.
begins. You've rizzed your mom up too hard, man. You got divorced parents now.
No.
No.
I'm gonna go listen to Breaking Benjamin in my room.
Yeah.
You just hear like really muffled, "This house is not a home."
Oh my god.
Sorry, I don't know where the fucking door to Flint's home is. I've lost it. Oh, it's back here.
Oh God, it's like The Sims.
If you come around back, hold on. I'm just gonna make it.
Up these
There's a
stairs?
pool.
Yeah.
Up here?
I'm
No
just-
ladder.
Is
Yeah,
this the door over here?
yeah. I'm just making
No.
it. I'm making it brighter so y'all can see.
Someone
Like
sent
death,
a
like death,
flare.
like death.
Yeah.
Over here, y'all.
Yeah, towards the
Oh.
back here. You pass the outhouse.
This is nice. There's no roaches or nothing.
This is nice.
You go and
Alright. I'm
you-
in the ocean.
What?
No.
How'd you end up in the ocean?
I'm in the water. I don't
Wait,
know.
how did you get to the ocean?
I clipped, I guess. I was like, where am I? Oh, I'm
I-
underwater.
I will come help.
Oh,
Flint's
that's where the
mom
mom is.
Yeah,
That's where mom is. She's underwater too.
there we go.
That's like a horror movie line.
Joseph
right.
claimed her.
Mom's underwater.
Mom.
She's underwater too.
As you all make your way inside the Lockhart family home, a quaint little farmhouse, the table all set and ready. There's some nice food out already on display, like rolls and some kind of like steamed asparagus, a pie, things like that. As she brings over a nice meat, a couple meat pies for everybody to have, as well as some freshly
Salmon.
cooked salmon for those that want it. But there's a great big whole salmon that spans like a long plate that is put in front of Kadan. And she gives you a little smile and a little tap on the shoulder as she serves dinner. And she kind of does a little prayer for herself, not forcing anybody else to join in. But you hear the same echoes of the blessings from the church today. That's
What?
where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh.
Oh man.
Wait, what?
Your mom, dude.
She's
Oh.
infected.
Your mom
Well,
got
I guess we have to
thralled.
kill her now.
No.
Wow.